Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for more international rugby, and this one is about as big as it comes. New Zealand taking on Ireland in the second test match. This game being played from Forsyth Barr, New Zealand, getting themselves the victory in their first matchup. And now Irish side here will be looking for redemption. That wasn't even really a sentence, but I think I'm a bit too excited about this contest between these two sides. Forsyth Barr, I think it's going to be a little bit different to what we saw last week, a lot closer. And hopefully we do get to see a very good performance from both sides. But we will start with looking through at New Zealand for this contest. A few changes coming for the Kiwis in this contest. But George Bower at number 1, Cody Taylor at 2, and then Ofa Tuangafasi slotting in at number 3. So an unchanged front row with what happened last week. Then the locks for this game, Brodie Retallick at 4. Scott Barrett will be slotting in at 5. That is a change. He was there for number 6 last week, but now he is slotting in at number 5. That is due to Sam Whitelock being out with a delayed concussion. Looking through at the loose ball trio, Dalton Papali'i, he's going to get the opportunity at 6. Sam Cane at 7, and then Artie Savia slotting in at number 8. So only that change to Dalton Papali'i in the loose forward trio. Aaron Smith at 9, Bowden Barrett at 10, and an unchanged back 5 for Quintapaia, Rico Ioane, Lester Whaiananuku, Sever Reese, and Geordie Barrett as the rest of the New Zealand lineup. We have got there. Where's George? He is at his house. He decided he wanted to watch this game from his home, and I believe he might be back possibly for the next live stream between Australia and England, although I haven't heard too much at this point in time. And also, hi everyone, says William there, and also cheers from the States, All Blacks by 8, just watching France versus Japan. Rugby all day, says Patrick. Yeah, it's certainly a stacked day of international rugby, and once again, Japan find themselves in a decent position at halftime up against France. 15 points to 7 up. Hey, I know him. He went to our high school. He actually is in the year below. I was going to say his name, but I don't know whether I can or not. But that was actually a guy that I knew. I went to the rugby. Hope he does enjoy it. Does play a bit of rugby himself as well. And also New Zealand lineup looks deadly. Here's Rice there. Yeah, they're looking very strong. And also Greens from Manila. Here's Dwayne there. But this is the starting lineup for Ireland. Not too many changes from last week's fixture. Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tyke Furlong will once again be in the front row. Now, last week they didn't have as much dominance at scrum time as I expected them to have, so we will have to wait and see whether or not it is a change here at Forsyth Barr. Tyke Byrne and James Ryan as the 4-5, Peter O'Mahony, Josh Van den Flyer, and also Caelan Doris as number 8, Jamison Gibson Park, and the return of Johnny Sexton. Now, there were questions to see whether or not he was even going to be available for this match, but he must have passed every test that he needed to, and now Johnny Sexton, he will be ready to go. Robbie Henshaw, Gary Ringrose into the centre combo. James Lowe, the return of Mac Hansen, who was out due to testing positive for the last matchup, but he is now back, and he is certainly a star to watch out for in this contest, and he is replacing the man who was out on that right wing, which was Keith Earls. Then Hugo Keenan slots in as number 15 in this matchup. And also, where's this game being played in New Zealand? It is in New Zealand indeed, and it is in Dunedin at Forsyth Barr. It's going to be awesome to see. And also, hi Daniel from Narellan, New South Wales, Australia, says Daniel there. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly, but I hope you are doing well, mate, and I hope you are excited. Do let me know your score predictions, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat as well. But looking through at New Zealand starting lineup, they did look like they had some quite strong players in there, but now this is their bench, and there are quite a few Chiefs players making their way off the bench in this contest. It is going to be Samasoni Takiaho, Aidan Ross, he will get himself a debut, and Angus Ta'aval there at number 18. Patrick Tuipulotu, he returns from Japan to join the squad due to injury cover, and then also Peter Sawakula there at number 20, the debut for Falau Fakatava. I know a lot of people have been anticipating this one for a long time, and now he has got the final opportunity to be able to really show what he can do at his home ground as well. So it's a perfect combo for Falau Fakatava. Richie Moonga there at number 22, and then a return into the side of Will Jordan, who was out last week due to testing positive. Looking through Ireland's bench, I should say. It is Rob Herring, Kian Healy, and Finlay Bilham. He also finds his way back into the Irish squad. Kieran Treadwell, Jack Conan, Connor Murray, Joey Carberry, and Bundy Aki, all looking forward to getting their chance in the later stages. We have got up the Blues, no Munster, up the ABs, and also what no suit and tie tonight, says Stephen. Nah, we are just wearing the jersey for this one. We did dress up well and truly for last week, so I decided that I would wear a slightly more casual attire this week. And then if we do end up seeing a 1-1 series after this one, if Ireland are able to get themselves the victory, then maybe we wear the suit for the third. You know, Stephen, I was thinking the same thing, says Hang Around, and also we were there 57-23 to the AB, says Nov Mum, and also Ireland won't handle the 6 degrees, says Ricey. It's quite chilly at the moment, unfortunately, so it's one of those ones that the temperature, they will have to get acquainted with how cold it is here in New Zealand. Definitely down south, Dunedin can be a very rough place to be at times, definitely on a cold winter's night. And Mac Hansen might give the AB some trouble. I agree. He has been dangerous. And when he did get his debut last year, certainly made the most of it. And I can't believe France are losing 0-0. Says it was 8. And although they were drawn, weren't they, last week, sorry. So it seems to just be first halves really is the struggle for France, but then they get better as the match goes on. And passes Boxer Heineken around, says Nuzzy Williams. And there as and also, hi, says Jackson, hope you are doing well. Is going to be a big game for Ireland, says Atene. Certainly right. Like at the end of the day, Ireland, I'm not sure whether or not they can get the victory, but if they do, I think it will be marginal. And if they don't win this game, I think they're going to be close. I think it's less than 10 points decides this one, if not maybe even less than 5 for the contest. And yes, 6 degrees too hot for them, says Dwayne. And also we've got Mac Hansen, sounds like a Kiwi name. Says hang around, I believe actually more Australian than Kiwi, if I'm not wrong, for Mac Hansen. Has been playing in Super Rugby a little while. And also, I think I lost a grand, says Adam. Well, that will teach you. Unfortunately, it's one of those harsh realities of gambling, isn't it? We try and tell you maybe don't do it, but then you do it anyway. So I guess it's one of those ones you may get a very harsh reality check after this game, although I think France are going to go back and win it, to be honest. So I think you will be all right, but stop spending your money. And any chance Mum will show up, says Distracted Sports. I think she is actually watching the game with Dad in the dining room at this stage. And also, I have no access to TV tonight, so I'm relying on the Kiwi Lads commentary, says Stephen. So we will try our absolute best to give you a play-by-play of what is happening in this contest. Currently, we have got a few ads showing here in New Zealand, but we will be getting into the match in only about 13 minutes' time is when kickoff is. And yep, born in Canberra, says Dwayne there as well. But yeah, there's going to be some pretty awesome matches taking place tonight. Not just this one. We have also got the Wallabies taking on England, South Africa versus Wales. And then the last game that we will be covering on the channel, it will be Argentina versus Scotland. Has George gone home? He has indeed, although he might be returning for Australia versus England. He hasn't really got back to me yet, but that was the initial plan, that he was going to be going home at about 5:30, I think it was, somewhere around the end of the game between Fiji and Australia, and then he was going to be coming back for a later one, depending on how wet the weather is, because he may have to get up early tomorrow to go to work. So that was kind of the logic behind it. I think it's still raining a little bit out there, but not as bad as it was earlier on. Currently, they are just showing the All Blacks versus France. A few highlights of that one. Ireland versus Australia as well. Oh, okay. We have got, it is actually the promo for this one. I thought it was maybe hyping up the World Cup, which isn't too far away. And also, Kia ora, mate. Have you stocked up on KFC or pizzas for the night, or has Mum got it organised? Says Mac, we don't actually have any KFC in the household, sadly. But if we do end up staying up right through the night, which I believe we will be, I think I am going to get some KFC tomorrow, maybe. Treat myself. And Kia Kana. And there's says me, and also we have got there. Oh, what's up, bro? As well. I'm doing very well at the moment. Dunedin looks like it's really popping off at Forsyth Barr for this massive clash between these two sides. And Kia Kana says me, and also we've got there. Is this home KFC? Or is his home KFC, says I'm Nutty? Not quite, but he does visit there quite a bit. It's almost his second home, or I guess you call it his third home. He's probably here more than he's there at KFC. So George's home is his first home. My house is his second home, and then his third home is KFC. And also we go there. I hope All Blacks come Christchurch one day, says Pink Shirt. I believe they're actually taking on Argentina. So that will be a big contest for the Rugby Championship. But they are just showing Birmingham 2022. The Commonwealth Games, they are actually only going to be about 20 days away. And also we go there, New Zealand 38 and 22 for Ireland, up to AB, says Sweet As there with a $2 donation. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. And also Dunedin looks cold AF. Yeah, about 5 degrees Celsius they are sitting at, maybe even a bit chillier due to the temperatures that you can get down south. I remember playing cricket in Dunedin, and it pretty much felt like you were in a freezer the whole game. Luckily, our team weren't that great, so we got bowled out for about 25, got to go home. But still a cold enough day for a short game of cricket. And also, this is the starting lineup, I should mention, for the All Blacks. Not many changes in that front row with George Bower, Cody Taylor, and Ofa Toangafasi, same as they had last week. Then in the locks, there is a change, and that is Scott Barrett at 5 due to Sam Whitelock being out with a delayed concussion, which does mean that there was the gap at blindside flanker. So Dalton Papali'i will be slotting in there. So just to clarify, we have got a number 6 who normally plays 7. We've got a number 7 who normally plays 7, and we've got a number 8 who can play 7. So we've got 3 7s. So if we ever need an open side flanker, we're good. Shouldn't be any problems. Peter Gus Sawakula off the bench, he can play 7. So just in case. we do end up with a few players down. Brody Retallick, I should also mention, slotting in at number 4, Aaron Smith at number 10. Then it will be Bowden Barrett at Aaron Smith at number 9, Bowden Barrett at number 10. And also, is there any dew on the field? Are we likely to see players slipping on the turf? Not as much, seeing as we are inside Forsyth Barr. There'll still be a little bit of slipperiness just because they will probably have watered the ground a little bit just to get it a bit moist, but it shouldn't be as bad as if this game was played in an outdoor stadium. And also, come on Island, I'm Brazilian, says Barry Owens there, and also All Blacks to wrap up the series here with a Wellington as a freebie to Ireland if the away team can actually win at that venue, often seen as the worst place for the All Blacks home games. And also, it's got a roof, says Obi. It does indeed. But, okay, like they're saying, it's a bit chilly. And also, yeah, they would have put some moisture on the pitch just so that you slide in nicely when you do end up scoring the try. So that might be something to watch out for in the later stages of this contest. But Quinta Pai, he played very well last week. Same with the man on his outside, Rico Ioane. So due to that, both of those men have kept themselves in the starting lineup. Then Lester Whainanoku out on one wing, Sever Reese out on the other, and then it will be Geordie Barrett slotting in at number 15. This is the Irish starting lineup. Not too many changes from last week in Japan, winning 15-7 at halftime. Yeah, they did very well in their last half up against the French, like for the first half, but then it was the second half that let them down. So hopefully it is going to be a solid one, and it should be a fairly dry turf with a closed roof. So there's Sammy Souza there as well, and there's Johnny Sexton, and like they're talking about, it's still a very cold night. Well, he's got 19 points away from getting his 1,000 points at international level in 107 matches. And come on, the All Blacks, says Rugby Hitch there, and also looks like quite a few Irish fans there. Yeah, Forsyth Barr. I mean, one thing I know about Dunedin is they love drinking. I think that's a pretty well-known fact because of all the uni students and whatnot. So I feel like the thing is, I have heard a few rumours that the Irish are pretty good at drinking. Like, compared to us anyway. Like, I'll get put under the table by, I was going to say an Irish child, but that would be quite, shouldn't drink as a child, ladies and gentlemen. Also, let's go All Blacks. And as I said, or that. And also, we have got there, anyone seen KT Dixon? I believe that this game is played at a terrible time in the US, so that is why you haven't really seen her too much on these earlier international live streams. But looking through at the Irish starting lineup, Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tyke Furlong there in the front row. Tyke Byrne and James Ryan as the lock duo. Then Peter O'Mahony, Josh Van den Floer, and also Caelan Doris at number 8. So that is completely the same lineup for the fullback as they did go with last week for Ireland. Jamison Gibson-Park and Johnny Sexton, they are going to be the 19 combo, and they'll certainly have to propel that back line towards the try line plenty of times throughout this fixture. Robbie Henshaw, Gary Ringrose, those two played very well last week. Just unfortunate not to get themselves the tries. Then James Lowe out on one wing, Matt Hansen out on the other, and then Hugo Keenan is going to be there as well. And also they have no idea how much the Irish love their liquor, or you have no idea how much the Irish love their liquor, and I'm not even Irish, says Sammy Souza. And also, how much will it affect the ABs with Sam Whitelock not playing? I don't think it will be an absolutely huge hit to them because they've got Scott Barrett there in the locks. If they were also missing him, though, if he was playing 6 and maybe they went with one of those young guys as lock, maybe starting Peter Gusto-Akula, it may have had a little bit more of an impact on them. And this game is streaming on another YouTube page. That can't be legal, right? Yeah, nah, it's not legal. So they will probably end up getting themselves taken down at some stage. But if they don't, I mean, they're probably very lucky because I know if I showed even a half second of footage, I'll be gone. I know that they watch me sometimes. Hello, everyone. Watching the copyright people, of course. We are not doing anything wrong. And good evening, Hamish. Good to see you. Says Spider-Mac right back at you. And also to Lofaki, we let go the All Blacks, says Mr. Plug. And also, what's up, bro? Says Damon there. And at the moment, I'm excited for this contest. The atmosphere at Forsyth Barr inside of a closed stadium as well. You just hear the Irish national anthem just beautifully blaring through the ground. And also, hey, Hamish, how's it going, mate? Up the ABs, says Tesla there. And also, we've got the ABs may lose if Tonga, Samoa, and Fiji want their players back, says I am nutty. Although, even with that, I think they would still end up going all right, of course. Overall, like they've got a pretty decent lineup. Some of these young guys in the grassroots system will certainly be ones to watch out for in the near future. Just look at the under-20 All Black side. Majority of them born and bred in New Zealand, and they were able to beat Fiji 76-0 or something along those lines. So I guess that kind of speaks for itself. We have got good morning, Hamish. Says Cameron, welcome in, mate. And also we have got our hi friend, says Clinton, in their chat as well. But that is the Irish national anthem. It has been sung. And now we have got the New Zealand national anthem just coming around the corner as well. And also, hey, Marco, how's it going? Says Obi there. haka. I wonder whether or not it is the occasion for Kapopanga or whether we're getting Kamati for this one. I think it might be Kamati once again. But Dalton Pavali, he has got the mustache going. Quintapai as well. Everyone's got mustaches at the moment for the Kiwis, it does seem. And also, did you see the women's Fiji score? I did. It was absolutely huge. Unfortunately, I believe, didn't Fiji win like 150 points to nil over Papua New Guinea? And also, hey, Marco and Obi Bruvs. And also, hi guys, All Black all the way, says Franz Noise. Hopefully I've said that correctly. I feel like I might have said that slightly wrong. So I do apologise. They're on a great Irish Nancham, shoulder to shoulder to answer Ireland's calls, says Kiwi John. And also the Barretts may have some more brothers that'll take care of the Islanders leaving, says hang around. And also, yes, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Fakatava goes if he gets a turn. He certainly will. I think Aaron Smith, he would have had a lot of chats with Falau Fakatava throughout the week going, right, we're going to give you the opportunity for the last like 20 or 30 minutes. Go out there and play exactly how you do for the Highlanders because you just tear it up there. And also, was Kane still there, Hamish? Are we going forward or backward? Last week doesn't show much. I gave him 2 out of 10. A lot of other people gave him about a 7 or an 8 out of 10. So I guess maybe you might have been looking at just all of the little errors that he made rather than what he did well. Because I know that Scott Barrett is another one that a lot of people wanted to hate his performance, but he actually played pretty well at blindside flanker. So that is why I think he gets to keep himself in the starting lineup, and he is alongside his bros, Bowden and Geordie. But the haka is just about upon us. And also Kiwi on the Gold Coast, New Zealand by 20. And also we have got, I can't understand a word, says Timothy Williams. Neither can I, mate. Don't panic. I'm probably going to speak a different language at halftime just to see how we go. And also New Zealand by 20. Looking forward to Australia winning again over England, says Anthony there as well. And also give you a prediction. So my prediction is the All Blacks win it by 7. I think it's going to be less than 10. And right there, I'm watching for the first time during the last All Blacks game, and you got hooked, or got me hooked, sorry. Well done on the commentary. You're a natural. ESPN. Should take a look at your mate, says Oscar de Pug. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. I'm nervous for this game, even though, like, I'm normally all right at being impartial. There's a part of me that wants Ireland to kind of, go all right here. I can't say on live stream that I want Ireland to win because or else then I get deported from New Zealand. But I'm not saying I don't want them to win. I'd love to see a series that is 1-1 going into last one. Same the score as last week, says Franz Noise. And AB's 35 plus, says Marco. And also Damien McKenzie, All Blacks 2022. Yes, I think he is still signed for them. And also joking here, mate, says Timothy Williams there. And also changed my mind, All Blacks by 22. And let's go All Blacks, says Alice Revealed. And also, do you think Richie will start at 10 for the third test? There's a decent crack that he might, although I'd also like to see Stephen Perofeta in there somewhere. So maybe Richie Mo'unga starts Perofeta off the bench just to give him an opportunity. I mean, he's in the squad. Give him a crack. I think he is one of the only guys in there who were the debutants who haven't had a crack. Or is there one other? Who's the other guy who's in there? And also, Marco, every time I read your comment, I hear Cork's voice. Says hang a wrap, but that is the haka done. The time for the pre-match build-up is over, and now we are just about to get into this match. And also, they only play good in a black jersey, bro. Says over there, and also, will this affect the world rankings? I know that if New Zealand end up winning, they then can pass South Africa if South Africa lose to Wales, I think it is. And see how Paddy Tui Peloti goes tonight. They're really impressed in black, says Marco Vanapola. And also, Hamish is a good Irish name or not. It's actually, I think it's Scottish. Speaking of Scotsman, hello, Steve. You always do it right before kickoff and I turn bright red just like that, Steve. Welcome in, mate. I hope you are doing well. Looking forward to a good weekend of rugby. I expect this game to be closer than last. I want a thriller here and want Scotland to win later. As a cherry on the top for the day, keep the good content coming out. Appreciate you, Steve. Once again. Right, well, if I wasn't already flustered about the game, that's done it. I have actually turned tomato red like that one. And also, Steve says Barry and also there tonight. AB's up a notch. AB's by 50. Says Spider Mick and also Steve, your legend. Says Marco Vanapola. Certainly is. Yako Piper. He is in charge of this one. And greetings from Pattaya as well. Says Van Vance. I hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you're excited. Carl Dixon, Jordan Way, and Tom Foley as the match officials for this contest. And also Steve is a drug dealer, says Tesla. And also that's 7 letters, says Fluffy. Yeah, they're right up there, aren't they? And also there goes Hamish off to KFC in the morning, says Hang a Rat. And also Steve is the best damn good Aussie. And all hail Steve Smith, says Marco Vanapola. But Sever Reese, 10 from 10 in his last matches. And also Hamish is Scots. I hope my home country plays better than last week, says Mysterion. And we are going to be covering that game as well. So be sure to stick around for that one. It is going to be in about, it's actually 12 hours time. And also we'll get that Dan Steve says game at Ireland by Ireland going to be blacked out by at least 21 points. And also Amish from a rainy West Coast prediction, 40 points to 25, but we are underway. The All Blacks have kicked that one off, and it's going to be a little bit scrappy from Ireland, but they have been able to clean it up nicely. And now having this one just inside of the 22, throwing it off into the hands of big Caelan Doris. Be excited to see how these guys go, because a few of these guys had good performances last week. It was just that clinicalness of Ireland that let them down. Now they did have Josh Van den Flair almost scoring. There was also one that got held up. It was just out, and also France go number one if the All Blacks in South Africa lose, says Alice revealed there. So that would be absolutely awesome. And also Billionaire Steve Smith starting off the day, says Kawasi, and also Go Green, says Alfunga, and also looking for improved performances from the ABs. Now, nicely done. And Steve needs a wrench. I think Steve has a wrench. I believe. I think he's got a moderator one. And Steve definitely made a bet on this game, says Rio Gamer. That one. But now Artie Savia having this one 40 metres out from the line for New Zealand. Lester Whainā-Nuku protecting it quite nicely here for the All Blacks. Aaron Smith looking to use the box kick once again. And this is something we will see quite a bit of at Forsyth Barr, just to test out whether or not Ireland are going to be able to handle the high ball. Hugo Keenan normally very good running for. Mac Hansen gets under it and takes it beautifully. Dalton Papali'i not quite lining it up the way that he would have liked in the All Blacks. They are going to try and get this ball back from Ireland, but Ireland 55 metres out from their line. Going to be able to have a decent crack, beautiful ball off to Josh Van den Flair. Now the first 20 minutes of the last match that we did see between these two sides, it all went the way of Ireland. And it's a brilliant run up the middle from Ireland now. Oh, just hanging on to it a bit too long. I believe Tyke Byrne decided he was worth a crack of going straight through. It's an advantage to Ireland as well. Andrew Porter attacks the line nicely. Jamison Gibson Park, another advantage. Beautiful inside ball, similar to what we saw for Ireland scoring in the first contest. Jamison Gibson Park recycles quickly. Johnny Sexton off to Mac Hansen. The step round. Geordie Barrett offload on the inside. Peter O'Mahony just keeps in the field of play. That is brilliantly done by the number 6. They've still got the penalty advantage. Mac Hansen plays halfback. Sexton goes back to Josh Van den Flair. And this is the same way that Ireland started, although they've started just a little bit more frantic. They had about 15 phases in the last game before they scored. Robbie Henshaw carries it straight at Cody Taylor and Rico Ioane. The advantage is still in play for Ireland. Gives them back off to the right-hand side. Gives it back now nicely to James Ryan. Mac Hansen looks to sell the dummy. He goes through Artie Savia. Gets him 10 metres out. Jamison Gibson Park now looping past the Tyke Byrne. And it looked like it was off at Toanga Fasi, taking quite a rough knock there. Oh, advantage again. Over he goes. And it's going to be Andrew Porter who scores it. There we go. And just like that, Ireland have started exactly the same way as they did up against New Zealand in the last matchup. And it's Andrew Porter, the big man at number 1, who has been able to go in for the try. We will go Irish try scorers. Andrew Porter, number 1 in this contest. And I doubt anyone was predicting him to score the first try. I know when checking the odds, he was like well and truly like $10, $12 or something to even score in this match, let alone score the first try. And try says Stephen, also Ireland are on. They certainly had, or they certainly are. And also we've got the greens from Malaysia. Finally, game day, says Izal. And also good morning from Germany. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. A brilliant start to the match. Quinta Pai just not quite able to stop that momentum of the big man, Andrew Porter. And now the score, that's really wrong. It's currently 7-0. I think someone's had a shocker with the scoreboard. They have forgotten that it's worth 7 points for a converted try. And also we have got the Ireland shoulder to shoulder. Let's freaking go. And also we have got their, let's hope they can get that energy for 80 minutes. And there's Isaiah Sparkles. But just like that, 11 phases, Ireland get the ball and they score. They might hesitate kicking it back to Ireland now after that one, but 58 metres gain in that one. And also, where's your friend now? He is at home watching this game, and the Irish look fired up, as they will be. They want to make this series 1-1, and they do want to find their way towards a possible decider at Sky Stadium. Also, I live in Western Australia, but I did live in Scotland, though, says Steve Smith there. And also, no, says Patrick. Nice run forward here from Ireland, and they are 30 metres out from the line. Gibson Park goes off to the left. Nice bit of footwork there from Peter O'Mahony. You don't normally see the sidestep from that man, but it looks like he's running pretty well at the moment inside a Forsyth Barr. We thought that maybe the temperature might have been a little bit chilling to get used to for Ireland, but they seem like they're pretty well adjusted this point of the match. Bowden Barrett kicks it back downfield to James Lowe. Does take it inside of the 22 and will be firing it back. Now, that man has a mammoth left boot. Brilliant kick downfield. And now it's going to be about 40 metres out from New Zealand's line. Ireland are going to try and get this ball back, but New Zealand have to line up their own. Ireland needs to keep New Zealand in there. 22 the whole game, and they will win in there as well, says Delmain. Now, Cody Taylor, important throw here for him. Does get it to the front to Scott Barrett, and now the rolling maul starts for New Zealand. Now, they don't have a Sam Whitelock there for this match. Instead, it's Brodie Retallick and Scott Barrett. Man, he played some blindside flanker last week. Brodie Retallick's ended up almost through the middle of that rolling maul without even trying to. He's just kind of kept walking, and the Irish weren't stopping him. Now, Beauden Barrett gives it off to Rico Ioane. Geordie Barrett now has a crack. Dragged down by Robbie Henshaw, and what was a very, very important tackle to make. Sever Reece trying to do up the shoelaces. Now's not the time, mate. You're on attack. Sitting 50 metres out. Almost stolen by Ireland. And a little knock on the ground. Yeah, I think maybe wait till there's a stoppage in play before deciding to do the shoelace up. Definitely when it's coming to your wing. Left when I was a nipper, but still have relatives in the borders. And there's and also never mind it's 7 now. And also a lot of that website score to be wrong. Yeah, it was for a second. It was 8-0 they did have it, but now has gone back to the normal one. And also, is there a name for if a Kiwi playing for another country scores against SBS? And there, as well, says, I'm nutty. I mean, we saw James Lowe do it many times in the past, scoring tries against the Kiwis. So, I mean, it's probably just a try, really. You kind of just accept that they are at a different place now and that they're tearing it up as well, which is always awesome to see. The likes of James Lowe, Jameson Gibson Park is another man people were talking about. And also, they don't know how you can eat so much KFC and still be so skinny, Hamish. Some people eat a little fast food and blow up like a balloon, says Steve. Although, I will mention, certainly have put on a lot more weight since starting doing live streams, like a majority of the time. Also, none of you scored a try, says over there. But yeah, I'm probably getting back into the fitness side of things very soon, just to keep myself, I guess, moving a bit more. And the live stream has been suspended at evening. Hamish's young time is his superpower, says hang around. And also, this game is more or less going the same way as last time. Yeah, Ireland starting brilliantly 8 minutes into this game now. Geordie Barrett passes off to Quintal Pyer. He had some beautiful hands in that last matchup, linking up with Whainā Nuku. Cody Taylor on the halfway line, taken down by Ryan and Van den Fleur. And now Tuanga Fussy. This is looking very similar to what we saw last week for the All Blacks. Whainā Nuku has a crack, but Peter O'Mahony straight on the ball. He wasn't quite able to get it, though. I believe it was Brodie Retallick. And also, we have got there, you were skinny before. No way, says Steve Smith. Yeah, I was probably like, I don't know, probably like a good 10 kgs lighter or something, I think. But then back in high school, I was probably heavier than I am now. But I was shorter, so it just looked more prominent. Like, if you see my face from one of those old pictures, you'll be like, oh, is that Hamish? He's got no facial hair, and he's got the chubby cheeks. Now the chubby cheeks have disappeared a little bit. Penalty to the All Blacks. There's also, I feel a try coming up, says Nov Mum there. But Geordie Barrett with a nice flick out to Quintal Pyer. Then he did end up putting it down just a little bit too far out in front of him. And also greetings from Dubai, says Tom there as well. Looks like Gary Ringrose down for a little bit of time. Rico Ioane's got the mullet going. That seems to be, if you're an All Black, you need a mullet. Pablo Matera wants a mullet. And also we have got there, Hamish is probably less nutritional than a KFC bucket, says Fluffy. And also we have got there, looked more prominent, says Hanger at there as well. Yeah, I've said prominent way too much, haven't I? That's kind of become my word that I like just using. Facial hair, I thought it was some bum fluff. It is. But if Wales beat South Africa, I get to shave it off. So that's something to look forward to. And also, thanks very much for the commentary. It's pretty good. Bob Wilson, Lower Hut, says Daddy Bob. And there's us. I appreciate you being here, mate. What is your score prediction for this match? Do let me know. Cody Taylor goes in and it's stolen nicely by James Ryan. And now Ireland regaining the ball inside of their 22. Only 8.5 minutes in. This game is going to absolutely fly by, I have a feeling. The All Blacks making sure that they stay on side. Irish, they are doing the same. That one's going to be a good exit there from James. Oh, I think Sever Reece may have touched that ball and it went into touch off him. I think Cody Taylor, oh no, it is going to be the All Blacks ball. That's probably very lucky. Sever Reece almost ended up having a little bit of a problem there. He stepped back. Oh, for me, if that touched his fingers, that would be arguably a line-out throw to Ireland. But we continue just for now. Cody Taylor having another run at the Irish line, which is always very tough to break down. The rush defence, it's a penalty now for Ireland. and it was an illegal clean out from Dalton Papali'i. Off the ball, tackling down. I think there was Peter O'Mani who did get tackled, and also we have there go the All Blacks going also. Come on, lads, up the ABs, and go New Zealand says face in there as well. And don't say momentum. I say momentum quite a bit, so I'll try my best not to say too much of it. I can't believe that Dalton Papali'i's only got 14 test caps. Up the ads, or ABs are right. No standards at the minute. Says it was Mr. JJ, and also France versus Japan are more throw balls than high school. And also, how are you a little famous around town yet from being a commentator? I am not. Like, I don't think anyone would recognize it other than people that my mum or dad have told, which is pretty much like just family. So I wouldn't say I'm like, I don't think famous. Nah. I mean, if I went out in public, someone would be like, hey, you went to my high school, more than, hey, you talk a lot on YouTube. I think it would be the first one. Go green. There's Eugene, and that's going to be a knock on there from the Irish. Bowden Barrett cleaning up, looking to have a bit of a crack, but he's run straight at Tyke Furlong. And you don't do that. Bringing out my inner Dr. Seuss there, having a bit of a rhyme, but straight over the ball. Oh, no, they're going back for the penalty, though. Or the initial knock on. I was about to say Tyke Burns got the penalty there, but just scrum feed to the All Blacks. And also, that's why Medibro says Obi there, and also we have the All Blacks will come back down. Says Leighton Lawrence, and also Hope Island sneak this one, says Seamus, and also Nobi is not his less famous little brother. Says Fluffy there. And go green. Says Marco there as well. But it was just a little bit of a juggle from Robbie Henshaw. Unfortunately, that ball smacked back into his hands. And then Tyke Burn, it was actually Dalton Papali'i cleaned out Robbie Henshaw, but that left Tyke Burn straight over the ball. And luckily, they did still have the advantage for that knock on. But yeah, do let me know your score predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Peter O'Mani is down, but one thing I've learned about that man is even if he's somehow completely broken, he'll just get up again. Like, that man gets dropped on his head more than anyone in world rugby and still runs as if it didn't happen. Speaking of getting dropped on your head, I know that Sam Whitelock out for delayed concussion, unfortunately, which is why that was the change that New Zealand made. Also a change for Ireland. It was going to be the Keith Earls change out on the right wing, and that was for Mac Hansen, who makes his way back in, and probably 31-25 to the AB, says Bob. And also it's going to be close, I would guess, is Bob there as well. And also Foster Son will always have the number 7 jersey unless he's injured, says Nazi Williams, and also AB's by 26. And Nazi bro, and also AB's need this wake-up call, says 123 MS. And also we almost always take time to warm up and settle in. No use running around like headless chooks, wasting energy. It's a game of 80 minutes on the clock, says Patrick there. And yeah, it did happen in the last match. The first 20 minutes went all Ireland's way, but then it kind of all changed after that. And New Zealand started to find their momentum once again. Cheers, Johnny, says Nazi Williams there. New Zealand 22 metres out from their line. And it's going to be the scrum feed. I would assume, looking at the way that they're set up, they may consider a set play here. I think you'll go Artie Savia off the back to this near side, and then maybe Bowden Barrett as the next receiver. Aaron Smith goes off to Bowden Barrett. They just skip the middleman, Artie Savia. Now Rico Ioane steps, trying to break through, but Peter O'Mani, Ringrose and Sexton able to drag him down. A big thing that Ireland will be relying on is Johnny Sexton not to get injured throughout this match. That's going to be the penalty to Ireland. And Ireland for the famous win, says Mr. Clean. And also, I was born in Australia and grew up in Scotland. Used to go hunting for gold and the borders of Sanquoia, which I feel like I've said really badly as childhood. Good memories. And also, Lord, the Irish coach looks like he's going to kill people, says Mr. JJ. And Sam Kane is an overpriced lettuce, says Fluffy. Interesting analogy. And also 500 people in here. Smash the like button, says Steve Smith. Yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated, you guys all being here. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel. I was told beforehand from George that I should promote it. So be sure to check that out, as we have got a video of me and George playing some games over there, and we do upload relatively normally, or regularly, I should say, on there. That man's got an impressive beard. Currently, the Irish fans, they were in attendance. I actually saw someone I went to high school with about 30 minutes ago on the camera, and also it's pronounced Sanka. Sanka. I was going to say, well, thank you, but I thought it wouldn't sound right. But yeah, thanks for the help with the pronunciation. That is now going to be the kicker, Johnny Sexton, lining it up. And also, don't worry, for passing time, go green, says Alafunga. And also, the guys in South Africa at ATT is cheering for the All Blacks, says Fran Noise. And also, can you please do Italy versus Georgia? We will see how we're getting on. I know that it's a middle of the night game, isn't it? So, yeah, we'll see how we're going, whether or not we are still wide awake at that point. But now, Johnny Sexton lining up the kick. He's got it nicely down the middle. And now Ireland, they have got themselves the 10-0 lead over the All Blacks. And it seems like the Irish crowd are getting very, very fired up in the early stages. Sam's days might just be numbered. And Farrell out, Joe, whatever, to come back. Says it was from Van Man, and also now All Blacks just playing rusty. And yeah, they got to make sure that they do find a little bit of something, like a little bit of footing underneath them at this stage, because Ireland are not a team that you want to let really get away with an early lead, because they are normally one can hang on to it. Jamison Gibson Park is back to Johnny Sexton. A lot of space opening up down the wing, but it's going to be kicked behind from Robbie Henshaw. Back there it is Geordie Barrett, and back to Bowden now. Passes off to Geordie. Rush defence, beautifully done by James Lowe. Now Sever Reece trying to step through the defence. Looks like he's going on the outside. Josh Van den Flower able to drag him down though, and also the way you pronounce it is the way I pronounced it when I first went the Amish until the locals told me otherwise, says Steve Smith. And also Sebastian is here. Welcome in, Steve. Hope you are doing well, mate. Do let me know your prediction on this contest. And also, is Romania playing this weekend, or have they already played? Do let me know. Aaron Smith, 25 metres out from the line. Sam Kane gives it back to Bowden Barrett. Scott Barrett now gets the carry. His first one at lock and eye. So I don't trust Ian Foster anymore. I know quite a few people were liking the lineup that he went with this week, because there was a lot more consistency. Rather than changing 10 people, they decided to stick with pretty much what they had last week. And also they are play at week as well. And there says Mr. JJ. But now Aaron Smith about to put up the box kick 15 minutes into this contest. And Ireland have still got themselves the 10-0 lead. Smith passes back to Bowden Barrett, who puts up the high boot. Lester Fainarnuku, who's chasing this one hard. He wasn't able to take it cleanly, though, and it's a double knock-on. And we will be going back for the scrum in the favour of Ireland. And also we have got there, they have a double header in Uruguay. Boring, says Sebastian. So have they already played against them, or how'd they go against Uruguay? I'd like to think they'd do all right, wouldn't they? And Romania play tomorrow, says I am nutty there, and also go All Blacks go, says it was Tavita there as well. And we're looking a little clueless here, says Attractive Sports here. Just taking them a little bit longer to get adjusted into the play here. But one thing's for sure, and that is that the All Blacks, normally they finish a half strong, whether that's the first or the second, and they played last week, says I'm nutty, and there as well. And yeah, they did have their game up against Italy, didn't they? Last week, and go green, says Alfunga there. Showing Sever Reece. In his last 10 matches, he has scored 10 tries. He'd like to make it the 11th today. Johnny Sexton, he is only another, I believe, 14 points away from bringing up 1,000 points at test match level. And Foster triggers the tick in my left eye, says Fluffy. And also maybe, just maybe Aaron could hit on Sam. Bathroom only, says Mr. JJ. And the All Blacks 34-31 to Ireland. And prediction for this one, I'd say Ireland by 5, just to make the last game more interesting. Oh, that was a big clean out on Matt Hansen. Hopefully he's going to be all right, because he was hit almost off the field. Now, Geordie Barrett, great step. Round Jamison Gibson Park trying to straight him. This is a risky tactic. That was joining the breakdown from the side from Johnny Sexton, but I think he wasn't really trying to. He just got stuck. He's having a bit of a chat with Brodie Retallick, who has now ended up sitting on Johnny Sexton. Aaron Smith waiting for this ball at the back. I believe he might consider going for the pocket here. It's a penalty now. Okay, they're going upstairs for this one on Matt Hansen, because they feel like maybe there was a little bit of cynical nature there. And also, where can I watch this game? If you are in New Zealand, it is on Sky Sport. If you are in Australia, it is on Stan Sport. If you are in South Africa, it is DSTV. And anywhere else, I believe, is either Sky or Super Sport. I think. Maybe. But I could have that wrong. But I know that there are quite a few options to be able to watch it around the world. But Matt Hansen still looks like he's a little bit rough here. He's luckily got back up to his feet, and also this is the 4th game in a row that the ABs have conceded an early try within 15 minutes. Oh, that was a big shot. Okay, now for me, looking at this isn't that much difference to what we saw for Caleb Clark, other than the fact that Caleb Clark hit him with a knee, not the shoulder. So Lester Fainarnuku, he's jumped into that. He has to protect the player, and he connects him right on the jaw. This is at least a yellow card for Lester Fainarnuku here. And also anyone watching in the EU or Europe, and if Ireland score the next try, it'll be a close game. First contact on the chest. Then it goes down, and where's Will Jordan? He will be coming off the bench. This should be free to air on TV only in New Zealand. Says Bob, I agree 100%. I wish that they would have the games more available. I think they might be on Prime here, if I'm not wrong. Flow Rugby is working. Please, Live TV says, I am nutty, but it seems like Leicester Whainanoko might find himself going to the bin here. And knees as bad as the shoulder, says hanging right there. And also, let's go Ireland, says Steve. Says Steve, I should say. Okay, Whainanoko getting a yellow card. Okay, so Sam Cane was trying to argue, and he was like, what's he supposed to do? Is he supposed to just keep his arms up in the air so that he doesn't make contact with this elbow and the shoulder? And Jaco Papa was like, yep. And then just put the yellow card out. Murray games are on Prime. Sandsport with Kiwi Lads commentary. And there, as I said, Mark, and also, yep, thought a card would be issued to an AB. And also, it's a poor start from the All Blacks in this. Says coding, it certainly is. And Leicester Whainanoko now will have to sit on the sideline for a bit longer in this contest. To be fair, though, he did wait for a very long time to be able to make it into the All Blacks cap. So waiting 10 minutes will feel like nothing unless, of course, the Irish are able to get themselves a couple. And also, does the ref know what a head high means? So it was chest, then it rode up to the head, but it was the danger in the action. So it wasn't really a high tackle. It was just a dangerous tackle per se. And now rolling more opportunity for Ireland. Oh, nicely done by the All Blacks, though, and they have been able to shut it down. I believe that was actually, I want to say it was Ofa Tuangafasi, but it might have been, no, it was Dalton Pavali who got straight in there. Also, must be all the KFC, says I'm nutty there. And also, AB showing a streak of yellow. And how can I watch the game? Says Lecker. If you are in New Zealand, it's on Sky. If you are anywhere else, it's either on Stan Sport, DSTV, or Sky Sport UK, or Flow Rugby, I believe is the other one. And also, bloody slack, Kingy. And there, as well, says Bob. And also, we have got, Amish, what's your prediction for this score? I did say All Blacks by 7, but then I also ended up saying that, I, as a Kiwi, wouldn't mind too much if Ireland win. Don't tell anyone, though, because or else I get booted out. And shout out to the All Blacks fans around the world from the Funky Boys. And then also Jaco Piper once a week. And also Ireland need to keep the scoreboard ticking over, as we can't give the All Blacks even a sniff of the ball. And also Free or Nah says, Lecker, if you are in New Zealand, I believe they might have the game on Prime tomorrow, but I don't think they've got anywhere that you can watch the game live, unfortunately, for free, other than paid subscription ones. And also Boo says, Barry, and also greetings, the All Blacks going to win, says Reality always wins. And also wherever I've got there, I worked at the South Dunedin KFC. You don't want to know what we did to the chickens, says Fluffia. Okay, well, I think we'll just leave that unknown. Possibly might be a good idea. Currently 18 and a half minutes through this game. Aaron Smith feeds the ball and 5 meters out from the All Blacks line. And Artie Savia waits for it now. It's available. And it's a penalty. Okay, ball for New Zealand now with the penalty as Ireland are offside. And also greens from Liverpool. Tory Freezone says, Derry was welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Ireland will have a great Six Nations 2023. And they'll be overcooked for the World Cup. Says Gavin there. And also no price of those pizzas, for his son at number 7, nobody else. And also that's how the Scots feel about Craig Jalbert. Jalbert, hopefully I said that correctly. And speaking of Jalbert, that's just reminded me that France are also playing, and they are playing up against Japan. They were down 15 points to 7 at halftime. So while we are waiting for this All Blacks line out, I will quickly let you guys know the score in that match as well. And poor chicken, says Mr. JJ. And now Cody Taylor about to throw this one in. Japan are leading 15 points to 13 over France. I don't understand how Japan keep on getting themselves a head up against France, and then France just fire back at the end. So hopefully they do all right there for the rest of the contest. But Aaron Smith passes off to Artie Savia, 40 metres out from the New Zealand line. Sexton helps, makes the tackle. And also to my friend in Holland, All Blacks Forever, says Franz Noise. And also who's winning, says Stefano. At this stage, Ireland are 10-0 up in this competition. And they have got a man advantage for the next 7 minutes as well. Aaron Smith puts up the box kick. Waiting for this one to come down. Nicely taken by Hugo Keenan. Normally very safe under the high ball during the URC for Leinster. Now Gibson Park goes back. Now nice backline movement starting to open up. It's a kick in behind from Gary Ringrose looking for touch, and he does manage to find it. Bowden Barrett, he decides against going for the quick line out. And also we have got their Malo. And also we have got their at McDonald's, you can cook a Big Mac quarter pounder, etc. on your first day, but you have to be working there 6 months before they allow you to cook the chicken nuggets, says Van Man. And everyone seems to play the rest, says Steve Smith. And also, what is the update of the game between All Blacks and Ireland, says Helix. Currently 10-0 in favour of Ireland after 20 and a half minutes. And New Zealand, they did get that yellow card of Leicester, Whainanoku. New Zealand going to the front, nicely taken this time by Scott Barrett. He got a push in the back, and that will be the penalty against James Ryan. A little bit cynical from the Irish lock on his opposite number. And thanks very much for the same. Appreciate your coverage. Well done. And there's our from Bob, and I do appreciate you being here. We are going to be covering the matchup between Australia and England. Also, the game later on at about 3:30 a.m. We are going to be doing that game between South Africa and Wales. And then the last game that we will be covering of the night, it is going to be Argentina versus Scotland. So we've got plenty more coming in the future. And it's more like Joubert, mate, as well says it was Chris, and also Al Victory. And also we blame the coach if we lose. Interesting. But look at this. Or don't look at this, sorry. I look at this. I feel like I sounded like a kid who just managed to do like a backflip, who was like, hey, mum, look at this. But the All Blacks score a lot of points this year in the 20 to 40-minute margin. So this is exactly where they're ticked into in your machine, mate. So here's a Vix there. So yeah, I'll probably end up sleeping for like 20 hours on Monday. And also we've got that Joubert, says that Floydie Kingy, and also, must be another slow start from the All Blacks. It is indeed. Hugo Kennan takes it nicely, tackled by his opposite number, Geordie Barrett. Now, gives some park passes off to James, though, tries to spin out of the tackle. Now, he actually did a similar spin when he found the offload on his outside, and that was where Ireland's try came from last week. One of them anyway. That's a good one from Mackenzie Hansen. Beauden Barrett gets a hand to it, though, to stop the chance of a 50-22, and it is going to be going back for the penalty to the All Blacks. Against the All Blacks, and I wouldn't blame Eddie Jones for a loss. And also Czech Republic versus New Zealand, says Christoph there. And also All Blacks so far are bad. And when are they going to stop these stupid box kicks, says Jabba the Mutt. And that's the thing. South Africa are another team who did a few too many box kicks early on in their contest up against Wales, and it kept Wales in the game. So you need to make sure if you're doing a box kick, you're at least finding your mark so that it's a contestable kick for one, but just dangerous. You need it. And also, let me show you, it's announced Joubert. And there, Joubert. Okay, I see. And also we've got there, who did they send off? It was Leicester Whainanoku, number 11 for the All Blacks. And too much flash in this team, not enough. No frills. Journeyman, says Martin Smith. And also I'm an old rugby fan from many years ago, 82 years old, says Bob there. Question, favourite rugby player from back in the day? Do let me know. I know that quite a few people enjoyed watching, for one, John Olomu was a big one, Goldie, John Kerwin, another one, Zinzan Brook was always a good watch. And Eddie Jones is one of those coaches you either hate or love, says it was Steve Smith. Yeah, he's kind of like pineapple on pizza, Eddie Jones. Some people swear by it. Some people absolutely hate the stuff. And there's not really much of an in-between. Like some people might be like, it's all right. And that's how people feel about Eddie Jones at time. Peter O'Mahony now on the outside to Dan Sheehan, actually rocking the headgear for this contest. But 25 metres out from the line now, Ireland having another good attacking opportunity. Now Gibson Park looks to the short side. Nice run from Josh Finn and flare driven backwards by Offa Toinga Fussy. Gibson Park. Johnny Sexton kicks it in behind. It's almost a little bit of a banana kick. Beauden Barrett waits for it. Geordie Barrett passes it off to Beauden. And he gets the clear and kick. Looks like it's gone down. It hasn't found the touchline. And also Wilson Winery for me. And also Michael Jones. And Inga the winger. That's a brilliant run now from Johnny Sexton. Tries to link up. I think that was tackled without the ball of Gary Ringrose by Offa Toinga Fussy, but only 10 metres out from the line now. Ireland once again looking to strike. Going short side. It's slapped down. Beauden Barrett steals it though. And now he's going to kick it in behind. Out on the full. Okay. It's going back for that initial one, but that was definitely one that could have been dangerous for both sides. Jonah the Goat says Floyd there. And also nice kick out on the full. Number 10 says AJ. And also Buck Shelford. A lad still had balls even when he lost them. And also I love when he trolls the press. That's the best thing about Eddie Jones for me, says Steve Smith. Yeah, if you think you're getting a serious answer out of Eddie Jones for a stupid question, you're not going to get it. He's just going to take your question, twist it around, and make you look like a complete goose. And Buck Shelford, another one in there for Pine Tree, wasn't it? Pine Tree was the nickname, I believe, but Johnny Sexton, they're checking this one. Yeah, Gary Ringrose, he went down a bit easy, but he was still contacted without the ball here. And also over there, Jerry Collins says over, and also Bucks says Vix. Yeah, for me, I mean, Gary Ringrose, yes, he went down slightly easier, but the contact's still there. And Grant Fox was a beast. And when it comes to smashing into defence, there's Nancy Williams, Christian Cullen, the GOAT fullback. Okay, they're going to say maybe a yellow card offence here against Ofa Toangawhasi because Geordie Barrett was lured in. So if that pass goes to Ringrose, although we can't guarantee that Johnny Sexton was going to pass it, which is the only thing saving it from being a penalty try, but I believe this will be a yellow card possibly. And also this referee is atrocious, says Cameron there. Okay, there is cover is the call from Jaco Piper, and it is going to be another yellow card for the All Blacks in France 2015. And then also as a kid playing for Marist, got a, that's moved a little bit, one moment. So Ofa Toangawhasi, he's going to end up with a yellow card now, and the All Blacks actually playing with 13 men on the field. This is becoming Wales versus South Africa at this point in time. I don't know whether or not they're going to be able to get 3 men off at the same time, though. Ofa Toangawhasi, someone's going to find another seat because there was only one for Leicester Nuku on Monday morning for kicking the ball away on a Saturday game. To this day, still don't need like teams kicking away when it's not needed, says Patrick. And there's also another yellow. This is mad, and the ref is still third wheel to go Hawaii. And then says Alfunga, and also Bonan Barrett is huffing and puffing, says Jabba. And he did actually end up kicking the ball out on the full, which wouldn't have been what he would have liked. But the All Blacks currently, I believe they're going to be scrummaging with 7 men. They're missing Leicester Nuku in the back line. They are missing Ofa Toangawhasi in the front row. So I would think they'd almost have to consider making a change here. And 9 minutes ago, Japan look likely to be defeated by France despite leading to 71 minutes, says MH Joy. And also we have got the Don Clark, ace fullback. Geez, I'm showing my age, says Bob there. And this is why I don't like this lineup. Too much flash, means too many mistakes, says Martin. And also now Angus Tarvell makes his way on the field for Dalton Papali. And also Bonan Barrett didn't kick it in there as well. So now the All Blacks, this is going to be tricky for them because the fact that Ireland have gone for the scrum is very strategic. They could have gone for the 3, they could have gone for the corner, but they decided, you know what? This is a good opportunity. Hey, bro, says the Ninja Dude. Welcome in and good call, Timothy. Here's a Vix there as well. And also might be the only way to beat us is men down. Here's Sweet As there. Also seems New Zealand are not playing within the rules. Team needs that move very quickly. Where'd that go? Went up there. Needs a good look at disappointed in the lack of discipline. And then tomorrow is New Zealand versus Ireland ODI match, says the Ninja Dude. Now off the back, Caelan Doris pops it up to Jamison Gibson Park. James Lowe has a decent crack, but he's tackled well by Sam Cane to stop the Irish momentum just for now. But for how long is the question? We are 25 minutes through this contest. James Lowe got the men on the outside, doesn't quite find him. Brilliantly done by Sam Cane, knocking the ball free. But Ireland able to jump on it. Artie Savia trying to turn it over. Sam Cane gets in there with the turnover as well. The captain is stepping up when they are down to 13. Oh, they've taken it back to Ireland. Now Artie Savia's going, no, that was ours. But they haven't quite been able to get it back. Ireland back with the ball. And also, the AB's doing a lot of kicks. Says reality always wins. They certainly are looking for the offload. Now, Tyke Furlong trying to bump off the tackle with Bauer. Gives him Park. It's a loose ball cleaned up there by Hugo Keenan. Now trying to find a gap in the defensive line. Great low tackle by Big Brody Retallick to be able to slow it down. Now, Josh Van Den Flair. Big shot on him by Bauer in the ribcage, and Tarval joining in as well. The props having to work hard in New Zealand. They will have to bring that intensity for the next 10 or so minutes. It's slapped down by Brody Retallick. They've said that it went backwards. Now James Ryan, it's Josh Van Den Flair on the wing. Good tackle on him by Cody Taylor. The All Blacks trying to get this one turned over. Porter plays halfback. Off to Tyke Byrne. Now Johnny Sexton. Tyke Furlong. Oh. Okay, it was actually a knock on that I missed there as the call against the Irish, and it is going to be a scrum feed for the All Blacks, and Sam Cane should take up T20. Also a bit of hope with the AB's defence, and also AB's are now the Kiwis 13 players. Sam Cane just retired. Says OB, if he retired before this game, he wouldn't have been able to get those turnovers and possibly stop the momentum in this one. So I feel like we shouldn't count him out just yet. He's actually probably played the best out of the loose forwards in this contest. And also All Blacks need Kane Williamson at first 5. Let's go All Blacks. Come on the men in black. And also let's go Ireland. Also 10 up, 2 men down. Can't score. Says Sweet As there. And where can I watch it? If you are in New Zealand, you can watch it on Sky. If you are in Australia, Stan Sports, South Africa, DSTV. And then anywhere else is normally Sky Sport UK or Flow Rugby is your other option. And also we have got there 750 watching with more than 105 likes. Let's support this guy, says Vix. And I do appreciate you all very much. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. because we have got plenty more videos coming up very soon. We have got all of the round 3 games, I guess you could call them, for next week. And also we have got 3 more games tonight. That is the link to the Kiwi Lads gaming channel. If you do enjoy a bit of gaming, we have got that channel as well. And then the pinned comment is the Kiwi Lads Sport. And then, I haven't seen you in a while, says Riley Bennett. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well once again. And also New Zealand lucky. They haven't lost a man yet, says Hill. They have lost 2 men. They are down to 13, but now they are back up to 14. And Bauer's a beast, says Floyd. And then also lack of discipline. Kids know better, says Mr. JJ. And Kane Williamson will hit 10 sixes in T20 World Cup. And Farrell has been taking tips from Eddie. And come on, guys and gals, smash that like button. Says it was Johnny Blaze. We have got there. This is an opportunity for Irish to finish the game, or else ABs will come back. And yeah, one more try here would be absolutely huge for them. Ireland, they've had 3 minutes 31 inside of the Irish, inside of the All Blacks 22, whereas All Blacks have had less than a minute inside of the Irish 22. And they are yet to get themselves any points on the board at this point in time. Is that German flanker from the Blues eligible for the ABs? If so, he can replace Sammy Boy. I believe Anton Segner currently injury, but after that, I think he is eligible more than likely. So he could be a good crack, or Tom Robinson if they want to have a bit of a rearrangement. And there, have Tom Robinson at 6, Dalton Papali'i at 7. It's going to be the penalty now to the All Blacks, and that is an impressive one to win, playing with 7 men in the scrum. But they have been able to get themselves the penalty, and also sad New Zealand rugby is not getting better, says Mr. JJ. And also we've got their bra Whainanoku, who didn't do it on purpose, says Zion. Yeah, unfortunately for him, he just ended up in a bad situation. If you jump in the air, the rule is you've got to protect the guy that you're about to land on, which can be unfortunate and can sometimes be used to the advantage of the player on the ground. Like Matt Hansen had nowhere to go there. He just got cleaned up. All right, and also how hopeless are Ireland, says Sweet As. I mean, they're still 2-0 up. So we've got to wait till the All Blacks score before we get too confident in this one. George Bauer having a bit of a conversation with Cody Taylor, and also All Blacks 24-22 when I say, and also that rule sucks, says Zion. Yes. Some of the rules, whoa, Quinta Pies dropped that one. He has taken a big shoulder from Josh Finn and Fleur. Now Kalen Doris offloads it to Gary Ringrose, and we've had another knock on, so it is going back now for the scrum fee. But Quinta Pies disappointed. It went way over the back for Cody Taylor. Straight as an arrow, that one. He got onto it, and then he ended up just dropping it. Unfortunately, All Blacks need their blankies. And there says Tony, and also we were there. Let's go, the mighty ABs, says Johnny. And there as well. And also Ireland are a different team with Sexton. They certainly are. And that's the thing. When they did end up, when they did end up in the situation of Johnny Sexton off early last match, it completely changed the game for Ireland, because it was roughly around that time that the momentum started shifting. He's been playing brilliantly for Leinster. And what time to go, Hamish? We don't have it. Says it was Bob there. So it is currently 29 minutes through this first half. And hopefully, there we go. It has started updating again. It was kind of frozen for a bit there, but yeah, 29 minutes through, almost 30. And it is 10 points to Ireland, 0 to the All Blacks. And cheers all, says David the Mole. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing fantastic. Jameson Gibson Park feeds the ball in for Ireland now. Jameson Gibson Park gives it off to Robbie Henshaw, tries to go through. Artie Savia trying to get the turnover, unable to do so. And now Sexton back to James Lowe. Couple quick steps. Oh, head clash. That's bad. That's real bad. And unfortunately, the way that the rule book is written, this could be dangerous for Angus Tarvell. Unfortunately, it's a head clash between 2 players, Gary Ringrose, and Angus Tarvell has been busted open straight away. And how's the game so far, in your opinion? It has been very good for Ireland. New Zealand have looked a little bit lost in the early stages, but Angus Tarvell has taken huge head contact there with Gary Ringrose. See, the thing is, unfortunately, that's a rare card. And the way that the rule is written, I know that a lot of people wouldn't want to give it as a rare card, but Angus Tarvell, because he's upright, that counts as him in a dangerous position. It does suck sometimes, but it is because it counts as like your shoulder is your head. So I believe Angus Tarvell, he won't be continuing this match anyway, because he's well and truly knocked out. But I think there's a good chance he ends up with a red, and this is a red all day. Tarvell lent and with his head, says Connor there. Yeah, that's red. Unfortunately, and also we've got there John Kerwin. I have to talk to the All Blacks at halftime, says John, and also we've got the AB set to return to 14 men from 13, and also Angus didn't feel a thing, says Fluffy, and also New Zealand are getting really lucky, says Hill there. He's upright. It's almost like a very, very forceful kiss from Angus Tarvell. The players lock lips and then they fall together, unconscious. This is a rare card, and also they're bringing him a blanket now. And also red card, game destroyed. And there says Van Man. So New Zealand already in this contest have had 2 yellow cards, 1 red card, and now they don't have a loose or a tight hair prop. So I believe more than likely Aidan Ross on debut is going to get to make his way out onto the field, and they will transition the man starting at number 1 for this game, George Bower, maybe to tight head, and also Hamish George later. I believe he might be joining me for some of Australia and England. And also Assassin Carter, by the way, I changed my username recently. Says Emerald Guardian there, and also we look at the Abies, what are you doing? And they ran into each other, says Kieran. They did, but unfortunately, due to the way that the rule book is written, because he didn't duck enough, like they're saying, it's a higher responsibility. Sam Cane won't like it, but it's a red card for Angus Ta'avao, and New Zealand back down to 13 men once again. And also watch out for wannabe selector John Gerwin, said Floyd King. And also, bro, this game is flipping madness. Come on, All Blacks. TAB will be freaking. And there's, they certainly will be, because I know that for a red card to happen in this game was $5, but I don't think it would have been, imagine how much it would have been paying for the player to get a red card, but also knock themselves out, have to go for an HIA, fail the HIA, and probably get suspended all in the same play. I feel like that would be a decent amount. But Bundy Aki, he is out there on the field. Gary Ringrose had to go off, and also the Irish player ran into him. It wasn't expecting that. And jumped them out. And also, this is the worst I've ever seen them play, says Connor Cahill, and also RP blood pressure. And when his offer back on, he has still got another 3.5 minutes off Ireland to win the series, says Mr. Clean. And also, All Blacks need to stop trying to kiss the Irish, says Tony. Probably a good tactic. Got to go low. Bundy Aki now is now ready to throw this one, and also red card out. And a shame to the All Blacks at the moment. That red card's going to hurt. I got to favour Ireland now, says Steve Smith there. It's nicely thrown in by Sheehan, almost stolen by Brodie Retallick. Now bouncing off the back. Sheehan once again now through the gap. He is just short of the line. He's crawling big time, and it's a penalty for the double movement. Now the All Blacks want the ball, and it is Brodie Retallick who wants it. And also wanted a nice clean game, says Emerald. And also we're going to get the gout out. Or get the gout now, and also if we win this, Ireland will look real bad, says Obi. I mean, to be fair, even if New Zealand win, like, New Zealand will still look bad after this. Above the boobs is high. And it's Mr. JJ. It is indeed. You just... Oh, it's another penalty to Ireland. Okay, they've actually gone back for something else. I don't think the referee initially had it. But now the penalties conceded 6 against the All Blacks, and 3 of which have led to cards. For those and also have to be... have they been to South Dunedin? KFC says Fluffy there, and also that is extremely lucky. And kissing the Blarney Stone would be less painful as well, says Vixen. Also penalty. Ref can't even let the play or the game play, says Yoshi there. And you make it sound quite romantic when you talk about a forceful kiss, says Bianca there as well. Well, I mean, the good news for them is neither of them will remember it, because they both got absolutely knocked out. Looks like there's going to be another advantage to Ireland here. Now, nice. Oh, no. I think Sam Cane might find himself going to the bin as well for a cheap shot. Surely not. The All Blacks need to take a step back here and really think about what breakdowns they're joining and what ones they are leaving. This game is rigged, says Van Man there. And the rules are too technical, said Floyd Kingy, and also Yaka Piper. Better leave the country after the game. Won't be safe for him, says hanging around. And also the Abbies are playing badly. They are indeed. Right. The All Blacks almost on their final warning once again. Currently 7 minutes left of this first half. Okay, so Cody Taylor, he grabbed a leg. Yep. It is a penalty because he grabbed the leg of the player to try and drag him out from underneath. See, that's just dumb from Cody Taylor, unfortunately. You got to be smarter than that. When you're in a troubling situation of being down to 13 men and the ref's giving you your last warning, you shouldn't be trying to do a penalty just in front of him. They're going for the scrum now. And also, we're there kicking it out of here, says Floyd King. And also, we've got the Amish New Zealand cheating, says Mr. JJ. And also, g'day, mate. Says Steve Smith there, and penalty every 2 minutes. And all looking bad, David. This game is a penalty circus, says Tesla there. And also, in times like this, the captaincy is real integral. And also, still no discipline, says David. Too many young All Blacks to have so many penalties. Or Aidan Ross, right, debut for the youngster. AB number 1,203. Giving him a clap. I was very impressed with what he did throughout the Chiefs season of Super Rugby Pacific, and I did actually say in one of my videos before the squad was announced he could make the All Blacks, and he has. Then also Ireland had never won in New Zealand. This could be momentous. And there says Vix, and yeah, they've certainly played like a side that you wouldn't think hadn't won. Like, that's the thing. Is he Frenchy? He's South African, Yako Piper, and refs all over the place. Sorry, says Yoshi there. And also New Zealand can have halftime talk now Half the team will be in the shed, says I'm nutty. And also we have got Ease not a leader, says Mr. JJ. What's going on? Kane being the dog, says the West Side. And then also we have got maybe the ABs are doing what the Box are doing, testing combinations. Says hang around. Although they only made about 2 changes from last week. And ABs haven't conceded any points despite being men down. Here's Floyd Kingy. And there as well. Now the scrum feed for Ireland, only 5 minutes out. And also we have got there, sorry Sam, love you to bits. Man up man, says it was Mr. JJ there. And also I want us to win in New Zealand. A clean 15-14 game, says Emerald. And also red and yellow combination, says I'm not. Yeah, they're combining the two quite nicely here. They're trying to make orange. And also New Zealand will find a way on the home ground. They always do, says Steve Smith. So yeah, 14 men for the rest of this contest. They will be on 13 at the moment. But it is... I think it was uncontested scrums, I think. So that means, James Lowe's put the ball down. He's almost closed on Geordie Barrett in the process. Wait, is that... If that was uncontested scrum, that would mean for New Zealand that they would be playing with 12 men on the field now. And also Rugby Never Ends, says Alfung. And also, 15 versus 15 how could Ireland possibly lose, says Trey. The only thing is not making the most of the man advantage. They have still got a little bit longer with the 2-man advantage, but then from there we'll be going back down to only the 1. And also we've got good thanks, Bertie V. Hope all as well with you, buddy. And it was also shameful if Ireland lose after 2 yellows, 1 red is the donation from Sweet as they appreciate the donation there. And also how your brother says Bertie V a little bit earlier on. And also we have got there, considering the numerical player advantage, Ireland still need to score. And also Ruby's gone soft man Simmons for nothing these days, says El Bugay. And yeah, 34 minutes through. The All Blacks have got Aiden Ross in. Uncontested scrums here, but the All Blacks, this is actually very beneficial for putting the ball in, because it does mean that they don't have to worry about trying to contest. Jameson gives him back, waiting for the ball. Now, Geordie Barrett, they've given him the ball, and he can certainly give it a decent boot when he gets the chance. And also, who got the red card? It was Angus Tarvell, who was actually on the field replacing Ofa Tuangafasi for his yellow card. And also, I'm a Kiwi, but now for Ireland deserve to win, says Kevin there. And also, All Blacks got this. Let's go, boys. Go ABs, says Yoshi there as well. I'm actually going to have a look at halftime to see what the odds are for this contest. But Mac Hansen got the ball out on the wing. Another try for Ireland here. Could be absolutely brilliant for them. Mac Hansen goes for the chip and chase. Did it go out on the full, though? Yes, it did. And also, I've been the Wild Rover for many of the year as well, says Richardson. And also, we have got Evening Hamish. How are you, brother? I must say the lineup man, or the linesman and TV amp are interfering too much. I also think the red card was unfair, says Birdie V. And also, we've got the AB still in it. But I'm doing very well, Birdie. We have still got 3 more games of international rugby, including that big matchup between between South Africa and Wales. That's going to be exciting. But Ofa Tuangafasi now back out on the field for the All Blacks. Second half belongs to the ABs. Says reality always wins. And also, we've got there by the looks of it. All Blacks only have 5 players on the field. Bloody South African ref. And also, we don't take full advantage of extra men. We don't deserve to win. Come on, Ireland, pull your finger out, says Steve. And there. Yeah, if Ireland can get themselves 1 more try before the end of the first half, and also, unfortunately, poor leadership leads to poor results. Razor is needed, says George there. I'm absolutely furious with Ireland. We had every opportunity to score against 13 men, says Connor. Although the good news is, for the rest of this game, they will still be up against 14. Okay. So New Zealand, the All Blacks have got 15 players on the field. So they've got to take someone off. Sam Cane doesn't want to. He's saying, but I like 15. It's not like we got a red card. So Artie Savia looks like he has to go off the field. My question is, why if Ofa Tuangafasi is returning, why isn't it Aiden Ross who's making his way off the field? Seeing as he was the replacement tight head prop. And also we were there to blame the ref, says Fluffy. And also, okay, how can a red card player come back on the field to play? Is a red card not like get off the field? Although this one is actually the guy who got the yellow card. A humongous donation from Sweden, says Lloyd Kiki there. Okay, 6 came for the yellow, 8 came for the red. So 8 needs to come off the field now. So a little bit of confusion there. And also, let's not blame the ref for AB's poor performance, says reality always wins. And also, this is crazy, my word. And also, AB's have lost the damn plot. If Artie goes off, says Cameron there. Oh, I've just had the realization. Artie Savia, I think, has to go off the field for the rest of this game because of the red card and an uncontested scrum. So even though they have now got their tight head prop back out there, I believe the All Blacks will be playing with 13 men in uncontested scrums for the rest of this contest, I believe is what they are saying. I think. And also, we'll be live streaming the Springboks game. I certainly will be, Paul, to be sure to tune in for that one as well. And also, Green 38 and Black 26. And also, this is a disgraceful advertisement for Test Rugby. No wonder it's on the decline. And also, Jesus, the scrum. And there as well. So, yeah, I believe it's uncontested scrums still. So the question is, where is Aiden Ross? Because if Aiden Ross is still out there, surely maybe it's after this little play that Artie Savia is allowed back out. Maybe, and sooner Razor takes over this S-boat. We call the All Blacks the better. And also we have got there, Avi's going to have more cards than a poker game. That one's been kicked into touch. Right. So is it now that Artie Savia can come back or not? I don't think so. And also, you read the rule book, and there as well says Mr. JJ. Okay. So, we're going to see a test there. More cards than their birthday, says Vix there. And also, debacle says Brent. Yeah, it's a bit confusing. And also, Matt Tamua has left the Rebels. I'm sad. Says Xavier Brown. Where's he heading? Do let me know. And also, we have got the ABs basically being their own worst enemy. Yeah, giving away penalties for things that they didn't need to give away penalties for. And also, this ref wants to make special out of the New Zealand players. Boo. There's Valerie there. And cards are 10 minutes. The red cards are full match, though. ABs are lucky they didn't get 2 red cards in there. Says Loach. But now the rolling maul opens up here for New Zealand once again. Tyke Byrne trying to stop it from marching forward. This has almost been an hour first half for this match. Aaron Smith now trying to pierce his way around. But we have had a few TMOs and, well, 13 men All Blacks. That's crazy as well. Well, it should be Sam Kane off. No, your best player, Artie Savia. Fozzie Bear does it again. And takes Sam Kane off and brings Savia back, says Gregory Grant. Taken down nicely for Dalton Pabali. So if the All Blacks weren't already at a bit of a disadvantage with that red card, like we mentioned a little bit earlier on, they did create that by going a bit too high with the tackle. But now Aaron Smith goes back to Sam Kane. If the All Blacks score now, that's a penalty. Going to New Zealand, they may consider going for the 3 points here in Australia. Beat Fiji well. Says Birdie V, they don't indeed. And also AB's to win by 15 plus, says Van Man. And also yellow cards at 10 minutes, says Floyd Kingy. They are indeed, but red cards are the full match. And let's not blame the ref for the AB's poor performance, says reality always wins. And then white kick position away. It's a very good question because they need more ball. What do they decide here? The All Blacks having the huddle. It looks like Aaron Smith. They're all discussing it. Bowden Barrett's got the ball. The All Blacks go for the corner. And although that was a very bad call from the coach, he should have been more switched on to that. There's Donna there. And also ref should text cards to the big screen. Rugby needs to be more entertaining. Says Tony. But like they're saying, it's a brave decision from the All Blacks, and you wouldn't expect too much less from a side that will now be in quite a bit of trouble for the next little while of this contest. And also corner Cuzzies, and I blame the ref for the poor performances. Fluffy there. And now line out for the All Blacks. And why can't you guys play this game fair? ABs don't have to play like this. Great teams don't give away free. And there as well, nicely taken by Dalton Pabali. And now the rolling maul. It's another advantage to the All Blacks. Cody Taylor now tripping over his own feet. And Tyke Furlong is able to make the tackle on him. Aaron Smith goes back to Bauer. Now nice drive forward from the number 1. Sam Kane now has another carry. And like we mentioned, he needs to step up for the next little while. Good run from Tonganga Fussy, who's just come back from the bin. Now, George Bauer, once again, great carry. He had a very fantastic game. That's going to be close to the turnover. It's another penalty advantage against Ireland. Now, they're going to have to be careful not to end up with someone in the bin if there's too many more in a row. And now they've got 2 options. Aaron Smith wants the ball. Cody Taylor takes the quick tap and just throws himself at the line. It's another advantage for the All Blacks. Sever Reese tries to pierce his way through the breakdown. Now, Smith, does he give it off? Yes, he does. Scott Barrett tries to get close. Now, Brodie Retallick, that's offside. Once again, by the Irish player. And I think this is going to be almost close to a penalty try. Or it might not be a penalty try, but it's at least going to be a penalty because the man was down in the breakdown, playing the man on the ground. He wants to take it quickly, Aaron Smith, but he's not going to be able to. And enough cards, Mr. Refs. He's been trigger happy Right, I think they're checking this. Brodie Retallick saying the same thing that I just mentioned about how there was a player down, yellow card for Ireland. We're having cards for fun here. Everyone gets a card. You get a card, you get a card. See you later, James Ryan. And now it's back to, I don't even know what we got. I think we're 14 on 14, but it might be 14 on 13. It's our first penalty, is the comment from Johnny Sexton. He is not too happy with that one. Now he's running all over the place. He's just realised where he's supposed to be in the defensive line. Cody Taylor takes another quick tap, dragged down by Furlong. And the All Blacks, they want one try before we get to halftime. Getting very close now. I would say, it's another penalty advantage. Everyone, that's just smacked Rico in the face. It's going back for the penalty. Everyone's giving away penalties very, very often. And also we've got the Yucko out, says Van Man, and also more cards in the whole of Super Rugby Pacific. I wouldn't guarantee that. We had a lot of them. Now we're playing rugby or poker. And there's Brent there. Quick tap taken once again by the All Blacks. The last thing they need is a penalty going the way of Ireland, or else it will be a blown opportunity. Dalton Papali gets the leg drive going, only a couple metres short. Ringrose has to get out of there, and he has done just that. Now Sam Kane tries to step Mank Hansen, makes the tackle on him. Smith goes back across to George Bell. He's close, metre short now for the All Blacks. Can they score right at the verge of halftime? Cody Taylor, he's rolled the wrong way. James Lowe's in there. He's given away another penalty. And now Aaron Smith slings it wide to offer Toanga Fasi. There have been so many penalties in the breakdown throughout this game. And Isaiah, if we're getting cards, this game's going to become a rugby sevens match. Yeah, there's been plenty of them. That is the halftime siren now for the All Blacks, but they've still got a bit of time, and they've still got themselves some extra little bit on the clock to be able to go for that advantage if they get the chance as well. Now off Toanga Fasi once again goes down around the side there. Cody Taylor, who wants to put their hand up and go for it? Bowden Barrett's grabbing it, and it's gone forward. It's come off the boot of Bowden Barrett, and Johnny Sexton can't believe it. I don't think Bowden Barrett can quite believe it, but that's going to be the try to the All Blacks between the sticks right at the end of this first half. They might check it though, because I don't know how that ball ended up from the All Black side of the breakdown to Bowden Barrett kicking it through. I think he just ended up getting his foot in the wrong place, and they will have to show something in the second half, says Faye there. Right, what happens? Yeah, it just slips out the back. Bowden Barrett, he kicks it forward with a little grubber and does manage to get that one over the try line. I think Ireland were asking for a knock-on possibly, and also Yaku, worst ref in the world, and also All Blacks should walk off. There's Mr. J-Day there, although now they walk off with only being 3 points behind. And this one, and also how long it's been, how long it's a half been in real time, says I'm nutty. So currently we are 41 minutes through. I think they're going to be checking this one more than likely. No, they're not. So that is going to be halftime now in this contest. 7 points to New Zealand and 10 for Ireland. And also let's go down to 11 players. It was Floyd. So what a first half. Yeah, I can't believe what we've seen. We've seen yellow cards. We've seen red cards. We've seen everything but a penalty try, really. Everything else we have seen. And also, where can we find a stream? And there depends on what country you're in, VXE. But for New Zealand, you've got Sky Sport. Australia, Stan Sport. The UK, you've got Sky Sports UK. South Africa, DSTV. USA, they have got it on Flow Rugby. And anywhere else, it depends on whereabouts you are in the world, but you have got your individual subscription services that you can check out. So be sure to check them out. Oh, this one, and also, who is the ref and where is he from? It is Jaco Piper of South Africa. He's in charge of this one, and also dramatic. Says Vix there, and also, if you're an Ireland fan, you must be pissed. Says Stephen there, and also warm up the knives. And there is, says Dudley Williams, and also, who's the Irish coach? The Irish coach for this one, I believe, is still Andy Farrell. He's in charge of them. And then New Zealand, they have got Ian Foster for this contest. And also, good job, Irish says he made sure Ireland screwed up. And we made them pay, says Martin Smith. And also, some is going on with the players for there to be so many penalties. Yeah. There's been an abundance of penalties. Every breakdown, we've had a penalty advantage to one of the sides in that last kind of 10 to 15 minutes of the half, which is going to be very interesting to see how it develops in the second half. Now that pretty much, I would think everyone's on their last warning. And also we're going to blow it. This is Ireland's best ever chance to win in New Zealand for the first time, and they're going to throw it away. We may be ahead, but we deserve to lose. How did we not score versus 13? Says it was kind of there. And also we have got there, what's Razor doing? Says Mr. JJ, he's actually in Fiji on a surfing holiday. Fun fact, because we did see him at the, it was at the Fiji versus Australia A game, and Yako for minute of the match, says Leon. It also was the head clash, red card justified, says Tesla. Unfortunately, the way that the rule book is written, your head counts as your shoulder. So if you do end up hitting a guy high and it ends up hitting your own face as well, like no one tries to headbutt someone. Like unless you're Darcy Swain, of course, and then you get suspended. But no one tries to do it like completely on purpose. So it's like you get a head clash, but then you also count as a high tackle on Ireland 2 bucks. Get us one. And I was aware I've got there. Where's the effing stream of the game? I just told you where it is. I gave you about 6 or 7 options. I don't know what else I could do. And also have ABs. I take this there. Legend, says Floyd King. And also we've got there. It wasn't a head clash. It was a high tackle, says Loach there. And also we've got there Ireland too much. And also it's a freezing cold weather. And also 17 at half time. It certainly is. So it's going to be a close second half, I would think. And maybe the Zoo is counter-effective. Yeah, I haven't seen too much of the Zoo today. Overall, which of course, for anyone who doesn't know, that is like the Dunedin Forsyth Barr. I believe they're down that end of the field. And also Mia Khalifa. And there as well says Dion. And there as well. Interesting. Didn't know she played rugby. And also one word to describe the first half, eventful. Probably the best one. Or cards. Eventful or cards. And also I need a steak Sammy as well, says Obi. And also we've got there seen a more disciplined game today. And there as well says Mr. JJ. And also let's go Fozzie. Says that Swede as in Ireland cannot take advantage of the situation, says David. And also stop the clown Foster, says Tris in there as well. But yeah, it's a big one that Artie Savia is not going to be out on the field for the rest of this game. Is Piper okay? Seems to be behaving erratically, says Buck there. And also I think the ref needs to give himself a red card, says Tony. And also Foster my king. And also awesome commentary, Hamish. And there's our rugby games like this one are a game of refs, not players, says Ben. And yeah, Foster got to go, says Jibber the Mutt. And come on, Ireland, time to show what you lads can do in the second half. Just as well, I'm colourblind watching this, says Dennis there. Oh, I guess I was going to say, if you've got the commentary on, depending on what colours you can't quite see, maybe that red card didn't look like a red one, and maybe we will be allowed 15 men back on the field soon. And I was aware of that all cards were deserved. I don't know why people are complaining, says Loach there, and also how many cards can be given. Well, normally, I don't know what the amount is before they say, right, we're not playing anymore. Because I know at lower levels, I think it's like 3 or 5 red cards or something. And then the referee has the right to say, you guys are being too dangerous. The game's over. I think it is. And also I've got there court cards themselves from Albert and also Joe Schmidt as the coaching staff for the ABs. And also big learning for the new AB, says Brent Sharp. And also Cindy Gooch in the doors. And also, so does the game get forfeited to a team if we get, or if they get enough red cards, or does it just get to be the point of 1 versus 15? I think it goes down as depending on who's got the red cards. Like pretty much, if it was 3 red cards each or something, like a massive punch up, like it would be that it's a non-contest, I think. But if one team's got like 5 red cards, I think the other team do get themselves the forfeit win, which is something we haven't really seen too often. And also, what's the record for cards in a game? What are the All Blacks aiming for? I mean, they're certainly going towards it. After this first half, and Foster's made a cream puffs. Now I really just want cream puffs. A little more concentration from the ABs, and Ireland will be overly done in a second. And also Fraser Deck, and also, but I was a fast international, says Fluffy, and bring on Rays and All Blacks for life from Francois in South Africa. Here's Francois there, and also it's a close game, and Kiwi lads block that guy Driz, and there for the worst coach in history. And there's other staff and coach ABs must go out after the series, says Driz. I think they're locked into the 2023 World Cup. And also both teams a 4 at best. Says Connor Cahill for the ranking. Yeah, first 20 minutes, I would give Ireland about a 7. New Zealand, you'd have to give them like a 3 if you're generous, because they've had a couple individuals who have played better than the rest. You'd have to say, I know people don't like people saying it, but Sam Cane didn't have a terrible half. Overall, it wasn't the best game management from Ian Foster taking Artie Savia off the field a little bit earlier on, but not a bad game from Sam Cane, I haven't thought so far. And then also alongside that, in the back line, you'd probably go, I mean, you might go Bowden Barrett as the best player for the back line of the All Blacks. You can't really think of too many other. Rico Ioane, he dropped the ball a couple of times. They're showing the big clashes that we did have, and also Robertson ABs. I would be 30-3 up right now, says Alex Reveal with the donation. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. Also, you get a red card, and you, sir, get a red card. Do you referee rugby, says Jabba the Mutt? I do not. Although not at international or club level, I used to referee the games at school. And I never got punched, so I guess that's something, you know? But, like, I used to have to referee them because no one actually knew, like, how it worked. Like, we were playing league, so somehow people couldn't work out 5 phases, then you kick the ball, like, or turn it over after that. People couldn't work that out, so I had to referee every game that took place. And Joe Schmidt or Scott Robertson coach, but please Foster out, says Driss. And also we have got there, Is it raining? It is raining here in Perth. Says Kiwi Game, and also thanks, says Jakob, and also Joe Schmidt of Scott Robertson coach, and also Beaver Lowell. He's on radio at 4 p.m. Monday, and also the ABs are going to have to come out smoking now, and it'll be Ireland's Zen and Fijiana cheaters for using men, though, says Marco. I mean, they did end up winning that game. What was the score? About 150-0. But I think at the moment, Justin Marshall calling it a dramatic first half where everyone was confused. And also, I don't care about the result. I just, New Zealand to win by 3 points, says USA. And also, this coaching staff draw over came for no reason. And also, we've got the Savia situation really highlights the concern around Kane, and Ireland could still win this. They certainly have got a good opportunity. At the end of the day, they are tough. Like, they have got a good side, and if they start this match like they did for the first half, it's going to be trouble for the All Blacks. But if the All Blacks can get themselves back into it a little bit more, hello, Mum. You're not sure about that first half?
No.
It's an interesting one. Plenty of talking points.
So who makes the call? The coach or the captain?
As in for who goes off. I think it would be the coach, or maybe those guys on the sideline. Which relay from the coach, yeah.
Bad.
And I'm feeling good, says Mark. And hi to Mum, says Vic's there. Peter O'Mani currently will be rearing to go for the second half. And hello, Mum, says Andrew. And also this is me being deadly serious, says Connor Cahill. And then also quits criticising our players. If you reckon you're a good enough run-on, says Patrick. The people in the chat. And also we have got the hello, Mum, says Steve Smith. And there's an I Donna Graver, says David. And also hello, Amish Mum, says Jakob there. And I Mum, says Sweet as. And also we've got our sweet Mama comes in, says Martin. And also we've got the love to during the cricket, says Vix. And we have actually got a little bit more cricket, I think, later on in the year, I believe. And also been more bloody penalties than chicken in the KFC Super Bucket. And that's the thing, a KFC Super Bucket, it's not actually huge, is it? Overall, like, you try and get plenty of chicken. George was complaining because he didn't get his Moro bar with his deluxe quarter pack. Fun fact. And also, we have got there as well, your mum sounds hot, says Mark. There you go, eh? Mark's king. And also, Simba Foster bringing Joe Schmidt. We need no ideas on my view. Lay off the alcohol, she says, Mark. You have been told. And I dare the scoreline, says Daddy Fat Sacks. And also, Bowden is our saviour with the goat. And also, man, I had a zinger yesterday. Chicken was tiny as, says Hanoi. And also, can we get Mum give us a haka, says Rock and Rollin' in a trolley. I don't know whether or not she knows the haka off by heart. And also, can New Zealand win? I've got a 2K multi on New Zealand, England, Wales, and Scotland. It's going to be tricky for them, that is for sure. And also, we've got there, George needs to swap everything for a salad, says Obi. That's a bit rough. Overall, I mean, if he's happy, he's happy. You know, I don't think we should judge him for how much he weighs overall. And as I the last scoreboard was a throwback to the 80s, says David, and also Joe Schmidt is in the staff coaching the ABs, and also forget the Moros, trust me, says it Fluffy there. Also, do you think the haka tires out the team, says Hanoi? Probably not. I mean, we saw how slow Samoa started in kind of their matchup against Tonga. And Tonga actually had a very nice lead. And also, do American YouTubers make more money as compared to other countries in the world as ad rates are high in the US? I'd assume they get a little bit more than ourselves over here in New Zealand. Like, ours pretty much just goes straight into live streaming software and also just microphones and whatnot to try and make sure that the subscription, everything is still in action. And also, is it bad to care for people's health? Says Obi, I mean, it's not bad to care for their health, but it's also like some people, like he goes for runs. He works hard all day, working like 12-hour shifts, still finds the time to go running, but people will still be like, oh, you should lose a few pounds. But like at the end of the day, like he's still probably a healthier individual than myself because he at least moves. I don't move at all. In case he is a drug, says Lloyd Kingy. Also, who got the Irish yellow card? It was actually James Ryan who got out of this game. It's crazy, says Richard Brown, and also spent too much time at the pub. The AB says Daddy Fat Sacks, maybe a little bit. And also 5, Ireland got the yellow. So yeah, James Ryan, he was yellow carded. Ofa Tonga Fasi, he was yellow carded. And then red card for Angus Ta'aval. There was a yellow card as well for Lester Whainā Nuku. We've printed some fresh new yellow and red cards as well, says Marco Fonopola. And so is Artie coming back? So is Artie coming back on? Seems like a complete mess, says Steve. I don't think so. I don't think he gets to make his way back out there. And thank you very much for that donation, Ben. Hugely appreciate it, mate. I'll put that up on the screen as well. And can the ABs win? Says King. Oh, they're close. They need to make sure that they start very well, though. And also, France won against Japan. This is the 10th consecutive victory for the French team. And that is to say that they beat their record as well. Yeah, they were impressive throughout their series last year. Now, adding more into it, it's going to be an exciting Six Nations next year. And also, I think the end-of-year internationals, we get to see them in action a little bit more. This game is more or more intense than the first game, says Cool Bros, and also New Zealand at a big night. And then also, Hamish, do you just do some yoga, running, or exercise or fitness or bodybuilding? Says Coding, I feel like that last one, looking at me, should be pretty self-explanatory that I don't really get too far into the bodybuilding. I moved around the other day, though. You boys have got enough without the ref, says Diamond there. And also, speaking of KFC, who they ran out during the Rugby League World Cup in 2017 after Tonga beat the Kiwis, says Sammy Souza. And also, I don't know how Ireland are not winning by more, says Richard, and Fijiana won 152-0. It was massive. What matches are you going to stream? We have got this game. Then we are going to be doing the matchup between Australia and England. Then the game after that, it is going to be South Africa, Wales. And then after that, it is going to be Argentina versus Scotland. So quite a few matches. I like Nando, says Richard. And also, Whānau Anuku was probably the only one I had a slight issue with, says J-Op. And also, do you get tired from talking a lot? I did call centre work and I was tired after the shift. Says Hanoi, I think I've kind of gotten a bit more used to it, I guess you could say, just because we have done like 17-hour days of live streams, like probably about 20 times so far. And then that's just 17 hours. Like normally we do a 12-hour day like it's nothing. Like I've got water here, but I haven't actually had any of it yet. There we go. Hydration. And also, do you drink Monster Energy or Red Bull? I've never actually had either of them. And also, we have got there sitting as a strenuous exercise for me these days, says Fluffy. And also, saying YouTube watch along 700 live to see the rugby. But yeah, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the KiwiLad Sport channel, which is the pinned comment. And also, if you do like George, he is the one in the KiwiLad game, which is that pinned comment. Or sorry, not the pinned comment. It is that link that I've just put in. USA plays Chile for the World Cup qualifying. Shitting myself, to be honest, one day we will be tier 1. I think USA should have a decent crack in that one. I know KFC in our area, says Vix. Same with us. We've got to drive 30 minutes to be able to get KFC, sadly, which probably isn't too bad depending on how rural some of you guys do live. How many minutes before the second half begins, says Leighton. I would say another like 2 minutes or so. They're just interviewing John Plumtree, sorry. Line breaks 2 for the Irish, 1 for New Zealand. So not a huge amount of running rugby being played. Penalties conceded, though. We saw 15 between the two sides. And as we get there, it says Kiwi Lads. Where's the other one? Where we have got George, Daniel, and Isaac. And George was here a little bit earlier on the last live stream that we did do Fiji versus Australia. He's also going to be returning for the matchup between Australia and England, I believe. Although I haven't heard too much from him as of yet. And I recommend this afternoon in KFC, says Fluffia. And everyone hating on Sam Kane during the week, says Floyd Kingy. And also, why the ABs bring on the bench, says Daddy Fat Sacks. They've had to make a couple changes due to those cards. And KFC sucks. Popeye's much better. Says USA Rugby League and players to watch from both sides. Oh, I would say player to watch, Rico Ioane's probably one. And then also I'll say Matt Hansen for the other one. And also the All Blacks will come back. If you bring on Will Jordan, says later, and also probably good for your health to live far away from KFC, says Mickey Mouse. And also we need George, says NZ Guy. But the second half now underway between these two sides, ladies and gentlemen. And also, they can't hide the ball from us forever, says Patrick. And also, that Aiden guy should have made a bet on the for the most cards in an international game to cut his losses. Says Steve. Geez, that would have been paying a lot as well. I know that for a rare card in the game was paying $5. Jordy Barrett kicks it downfield, taken by Hugo Keenan. Now off to Johnny Sexton, 40 metres out from their own line here, Ireland. Goes high, waiting for it to come down. Bowden Barrett hasn't quite been able to take it cleanly, and it bounces nicely for Dan Sheehan. This front row of Ireland have certainly been looking a lot stronger throughout this contest. Johnny Sexton, he's just run at quintuple. In fact, it's Cody Taylor and Brodie Retallick. That tells you the mindset that has changed for that man, because he has decided to well and truly just put the body on the line. Aaron Smith steals that one in the breakdown, but he's given it back, and Brodie Retallick looks like he's injured. Oh, no, it's not the shoulder again for Big Brodie, is it? Or is it the knee? It might be a head knock. Okay, the All Blacks can't really afford to lose too many more locks. Tom Robinson might get a call up for the last one, and also never eat a McDonald's, and I don't plan to, says Jakob there. And also we travel 20 minutes to KFC and McDonald's, says Kevin, and also they can't hide the ball from us forever. And how many players on the field, please, says Alan. I believe it is 14 on 13, but I could be wrong there. It might be 14 on 14 currently, and who all has the cards. So there was a card for Leicester Whainānuku, that was yellow. There was a card for Ofa Toanga Whasi, also yellow. And then there was the red card for Angus Ta'aval, the yellow card for James Ryan of Ireland. And Brody needs a blinky, says Tony, that would be a very big blinky, that is for sure. And also no cards for Brody, says Daddy Fat Sack's not at this stage to get Whakatava on. We need a sniping number 9 around the rucks, says a sweet as there as well. See, Brody Retallick stayed down for a long time. And the thing is, with the fact that, like, he actually stopped the game, the ref, so I would have thought that would be worth an HIA. And also, hey guys, I changed back to my old name. As well, says Achilles, I hope you are doing well. Once again, mate, I'm sure you are absolutely buzzing for that game later on between South Africa and Wales. I don't trust teenagers cooking my dinner, says Obi, and also we have there's all yellow, says Fluffy, and also Colonel Sanders was born and bred. And Otahuhu says it was Nazi Williams, and I am proud of the Bowden try. It was certainly, I guess, taking the best of a bad situation, really, because at the end of the day, the All Blacks, they didn't really have too many attacking opportunities in the later stages. The ball just bounced out the side and he kicked it through. It was the skill of the man to be able to get the try for the All Blacks. Jameson Gibson Park feeds the ball in now going off to the blind side, kicks it in behind, and it does end up going into touch. But I will mention that was probably the longest first half of rugby I've ever seen for the All Blacks. It was about an hour and a bit, I believe. It was kicked in behind from Jameson Gibson Park, just playing a little bit more of the territory game. What are you calling? I said, he's getting red cards, says Laurie, and also they don't trust teenagers doing anything. And how's Ireland ahead in the second half, considering what happened last weekend? Is the teams the same? The teams are pretty similar. The All Blacks currently playing with, I believe, 13 or 14 men on the field. We've had a red card, but the All Blacks just haven't really looked like that side that played last week. Ireland have been the better side. And g'day from France. A little bit earlier on, I do see from Max there. I hope you are doing well, mate. And my teenagers did the worst car cleaning job I've ever seen, says Vix. But now, okay, Patrick Tuipulotu will be making his way out onto the field. I believe that's for Brodie Retallick, who for me should have gone off in the first place anyway. That one. And also, we have got a donation from Tahi. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated there. You guys are very generous today. I have noticed. In case he is trash, don't eat that. And the Anyako likes fried chicken when food is available. Says Man and teenagers take selfies really well, says Fluffy. And also Betfair is paying some odds. And Jerry Rich Guy Demand. And there says Nazi Williams. Now New Zealand have got this one. Leicester Whainānuku, who's put the ball down, knock on advantage to Ireland. And they are going back for the scrum once again. It will be a disappointing one for the All Blacks because they were just relieving the pressure. And also stop talking about KCS making me hungry, says Steve. Although you're only afternoon time, aren't you, Steve? You've still got a little bit further of the night. Does Uber Eats reach Western Australia regions that you are in? Do let me know. And also good to see Ireland putting up a fight against the ABs. It certainly is. And I'll say get that stupid ref off the field and let the boys play rugby, says Spider-Man, and also bring money and a thing. And then also get in there, ball sack, says James Gordon. Am I ball sack? Is that? I can't remember. I think I was ball sack last time when you were here, wasn't I, James? And also, do the All Blacks have two props on the field? Will scrums be contested or uncontested? If uncontested, can a prop be replaced with another forward? I'm actually very curious about that because Ardie Savia had to go off the field. Okay, scrums are contested, but Ardie Savia is not on the field still. So I feel like it's something in the rule book that says that because of something to do with the fact that he was off when the red card was there or something like that. And also we have got there, how long are you doing these games, mate? Enjoy this even turned off Irish radio com. Well done, young lad, says Dennis. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate it. We are actually covering Australia versus England, South Africa versus Wales, and Scotland, Argentina. So if you are keen to hear our voice throughout the whole day, we have got you covered. And also, why did Ardie go off? I'm not completely sure. I think it was because he was taken off so that they could do uncontested scrums because they didn't have a specialist tight head prop, even though I would have thought Aidan Ross or George Bauer could have slotted into that side. But, yeah, it's an interesting one. Dalton Papali, nice run forward, doesn't quite find the offload to Sam Cane. Joins the breakdown extremely quickly. Now going back across to Aaron Smith. Bowden Barrett kicks it in behind. It's going to be sitting up with Scott Barrett. He doesn't quite get onto it. I think there might have been a little knock on. Yes, there wasn't. It's another scrum. Oh, it's about the front row, isn't it? It is indeed. Also, we have got there, I think so. I'm only a couple minute drive from nearly every fast food chain franchise. Though it's quicker going myself as well, says Steve Smith. See, that must be like, I remember when I was in Melbourne, like, it was just fantastic. You'd be like, I kind of feel like some sort of snack. Uber Eats it straight to your door. in like 20 minutes or something. It was actually quicker than going out to get it almost. And I was like, Butterfingers, here's Evangeline. And also we've got their TB odds, New Zealand $1.77, Ireland $2.20. And I was 171 likes, top stuff. So yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated. Like I mentioned, we are going to be doing the next matchup that is taking place. That is New Zealand. No, it's not. It's Australia versus England, which will be a feral game, I would think, as well. And also Rock Atotolo, I said, awesome work, bro. Love it, bro. Thank you very much, mate. And Ireland's game to lose at this rate, not impressed since the first 20. And also this game is a bloody shambles, says John. Yeah. There has been a lot of interesting stuff happening in, and also Wasabi are off. Pretty much it was due to the uncontested scrums. So because he had to go off for that, then when Ofatoinga Fussy makes his way out onto the field, the scrums become contested, but they still have that red card due to the replacement getting the red. So it's kind of a weird roundabout way that Ardie Savia will not be able to return, which is a big mistake from New Zealand because he's probably one of those guys that you would definitely want to have out there. One change. Scott Robertson says, Oscar, and also we have got this is frustrating. Come on, the ABs there as well. But scrum feed going down 45 minutes through this contest. And also South Dunedin KFC sponsor our Touch 7 side, says Fluffy, and good chance All Blacks lose the plot again if they don't score soon. And Ireland got to be 2 scores up to feel safe, or we could steal it, says Sweet As. Scrum reset. But I have to say, Ireland's front row has really been stepping up a lot better in this matchup. Tyg Furlong, Dan Sheehan, and Andrew Porter, all big men, and also pretty stink for Ireland if they win. I would be remembered for the card, says Laurie. Yeah, I guess it would slightly dwindle the, achievement, but the thing is, it would still be massive for them to get the win, because that's the thing. In 2 years' time, in 1 year's time, people aren't going to remember that it was like a game affected by cards, if that makes sense. Like, of course, New Zealand fans may have it deep down, but like as someone from, let's just say, England or something like that, they'll look at that and be like, that was the time that Ireland beat New Zealand in New Zealand. Oh, this guy see though another wimp into a Barbie, as well as there's rock and rolling in a trolley, and also the red and yellow cards. And McDonald's sends subliminal messages to you to eat quickly, says Van Man. But now it is going to be nicely taken by Bundy, Key, Jamison, Gibson Park, gives it off to Sexton. Looks like they are willing to use this backline once again. James Lowe off to Robbie Henshaw. Good shot in by Quintapire, his opposite number. And he is tackled well by Barrett. Now back across, Tyke Furlong. Good low tackle made on him by it was Scott Barry. He hasn't really missed too many tackles throughout this contest. Now Johnny Sexton, quick hands. That's a beautiful backline. Now Bundy, Key on the outside to Peter O'Mani. Rico Ioane gets him 10 metres out. But Ireland are on a hot attack, and they're trying to convert this into some more points. Tyke Burn, he's just gone bang over the top of Geordie Barrett, who might be a little bit dazed. 5 metres out. Gibson Park now looks off to the backside. Mac Hansen tries to go through. Great low tackle made once again by Scott Barrett. Gibson Park off to Tyke Furlong this time. There are a couple Tykes out there, and both of them have had pretty solid games. Now back to Josh Van den Fleur. Was one of the best Six Nations players of the whole competition, if not the best. Now Jameson Gibson Park decides he wants to go for the sniper on the side. Caelan Doris taken down. I believe the All Blacks were close to getting that turnover, but just not quite able to get it. Now Andrew Porter around the side. That's the try. He gets his double, and the Irish get a little bit more of a lead by 8 points. The time for Fozzie to take a walk, and probably just sitting there. If says Rio game in there, and also we have got there. If New Zealand were to win against a 14-man side, no comments would be made, says Matt Colby there as well. Exactly right. Like, at the end of the day, you've still got to find a way through the defensive line, and this was a brilliant set play from Bundy Arkey and his Irish fullback. Well, in fact, his Irish fly half, it was an Ushbra, and there, as Arnold's a big leprechauns, a game over. All Blacks are going to lose their heads now, says, and it was Tony there as well, but it was nicely done. Andrew Porter managed to bulldoze his way over, and he is not an easy man to stop, that is for sure. But the kick goes over as well, and now the score 17 points to 7 in favour of Ireland. Will Jordan back from his positive case? And now he will be excited to get out there, and he is replacing Lester Whainaunuku. What a hit from Byrne, it certainly was. Just tried to run straight over the top of Geordie Barrett. Get much money on the ABs now. Says a Van Man, and also we've got the inflation is affecting my score prediction, says Fluffy, and also we've got they need one more score. Oh, then it's not over yet, says Sweet As, and also go on, lad, says username. Now, one has gone into Dutch. I believe the All Blacks, they have now got themselves a line out from about 30 metres out. And also we have got how has Ireland's defence been in their own 22. It's been pretty solid, although they've only had to defend for about 1 minute. in there. So it's probably one of those ones that for the time that they've been in, they've only conceded the one try. But it is going to be testing if New Zealand manage to get themselves back in there again. It's going to be the rolling maul here for New Zealand. Also, Taimiao, Richie Mwanga, and Pera Feta. See, Oscar then also will highlight Real Jordan. And yeah, he certainly scores plenty of tries, and also Irish are starving us of possession, although now a good opportunity for New Zealand. They've got this ball just out from the 22. Aaron Smith gives it off now to Quinn Tupai, who runs it hard at the line, tackled by Johnny Sexton and Bundy Ake. They have to release him. Goes down to ground, Ty Burn, a little bit of a counter-ruck. Good work from Rico Ioane. Keep it on the side of the All Blacks. Ofa Toanga Fasi has dropped it. Scott Barrett has dropped it. Everyone's dropping it. And now Ireland have got themselves another scrum feed, and these refs love the All Blacks. And then also over there, let's go All Blacks cheers, and also Toanga Fasi, oh no. Says Rio Gamer, yeah, he has just put that ball down, unfortunately, for him. And also if the Irish get 2 more tries, then it is game over. Irish needs to go for the kill. That's the thing. I would say even 1 more try with the amount of time left would certainly put them in a brilliant position. The All Blacks making them play by making them tight in the beginning and score, but not doing good with that as well. Okay, Peter O'Mahony once again getting that neck checked. It's probably made a steal at this point just to hold it all together. He didn't like that one. Had it twisted at a weird angle, and he wasn't too keen on it. And also we have got the All Blacks come on, play a ball. And also who got the red card? It was Angus Ta'aval for a head clash. Or a high tackle, dangerous tackle, in fact. And also it's not the ref. It's AB's poor performance. Says reality always wins. And Bill Jordan is available. Time for him, says Oscar. Yep, he is back. And he will be excited to try and create some magic for the All Blacks. You'd have to wonder what the fitness is like for Will Jordan, of course, having a week off. And also as a South African, we can say with experience that New Zealand are always the most dangerous in the last 20 minutes. It's not over yet, says the ref. The marks. Sorry, I'm late. Who's on the red card? It was, in the end, Angus Ta'aval, and then also other cards in this match, James Ryan, Lester Fainanoku, and also Ofa Toanga Fasi. And also, are we keeping you up, Amish? Says Bob, nah. I think it's just because I know that I'm up for another 14 hours doing the stream, so that's probably what's hitting me just there. And also, it's quite toasty in here because we've got the fire going. And ring on the sub, says Daddy Fat Sacks. Yeah, I don't think they'll be too far off bringing a few of them. Jack Conan for Doris. Go on again. Also, we have got, I can't watch it. So thanks for the commentary. Says username, no worries at all. Jameson Gibson Park feeding the ball, and Aaron Smith is shouting at the top of his lungs, but it's going to be the penalty to Ireland. And as you know, we are in the process of coming over to New Zealand. Got an email yesterday informing us there is a backlog at immigration. They are not sure what time period it is. Geez, that's very late because I think you were almost heading over, weren't you? And sleep deprivation is normal around here, says Steve Smith. It certainly is. We sleep for 16 hours, then we sleep for 2, and then we sleep for 16 again. It's probably not the best thing for the body clock, but international rugby, there's plenty of it on at the moment. And we do cover as much of it as we physically can. Is Fossey back in the coach's box? I believe so. And I hope your journey comes back on track. ASAP Pro, says Marco Fonapola, and also Ireland forwards are playing way better than last week, says Jop. And also, it's frustrating, mate, says Birdie V. And also, it's good for world rugby in general that the results balance out well between North and Southern Hemisphere teams, says Max Colby. Yeah, at the end of the day, New Zealand, they will certainly not like losing this game. But 10 points difference between them. Adi Savia will miss them so much, says Oscar. Yeah, he certainly brings that physicality, but now it's going to be the opportunity for the likes of a Peter Gus Sowakula to maybe get going. I think Scott Barrett's just been landed on by Big Andrew Porter. He scored 2 tries throughout this matchup, and we did already see a try at international level. In fact, a hat-trick of tries at international level. That was a bit earlier on, and that was the matchup taking place between Tonga and Samoa, and it was actually Ray Nuia getting himself the hat-trick, and bring on Whakatava. He won't be too far off, I wouldn't think, for this one. Now, Johnny Sexton. Nice wide pass off to Bundy Ake. He made his way out there for Gary Ringrose, who hasn't returned from his HIA. And also we have got there, we really needed to score more when we had the extra player, says Emerald there. Nice offload. Ooh. James Ryan here is back out on the field now. I should mention Jameson Gibson Park. Offloads back to Hugo Keenan, takes the big contact, and it's a nice low tackle from Patrick Tuipulotu. Like I mentioned, recently coming back from Japan. Now James Lowe, if he gets a wide cutout pass, right, it's gone over the head of Robbie Henshaw. And they will be going back for the initial penalty, and also does not look good now. And also, we've lost the set piece in the collision area. Not good. Our forwards getting dominated. Unfortunate familiar feeling. We need a big back as well, says Crusader there. And also any forwards getting dominated, or our forwards getting dominated by themselves. And also James So has the IQ of a brick at the best of times. I mean, he finds his way over the try line, though, quite often. Johnny Sexton, they will be taking on the 3 points, which will give Ireland a 13-point lead if this one goes over, which it certainly should. Johnny Sexton normally safe as houses out in front of the post, about 30 metres out. And also there's the evidence of the referees manipulating the game. Look at that penalty count, says Kitty Ha. Yeah, it's quite even at the moment, isn't it, between the two sides? I think both sides are giving away about 9 penalties each. And also we have got that. Hamish, what's that powder on your nose? Don't know. I mean, if it was icing sugar or something, I'd be keen, because that would have meant that I probably had some strawberries. Do you guys have strawberries with your icing sugar? Or icing sugar with your strawberries, I should say. I don't put that much on them. And Johnny Sexton going to be lining up Ireland's night. Says Arceli, and also this is BS. Says I'll blow there. And also Foster likes wearing leather when Sam dominates him, says Fluffier. Now Johnny Sexton lining it up. Deep breath from Johnny Sexton. Probability of 87%. There's only 13%. Icing sugar dips. Says Rio Gamer then. Also All Blacks not trying. No cards for 20 minutes now, says Tony. And also what happened to George. He did end up going home for tea and to watch this one. And then he is going to be coming back for Australia-England, I believe. Otherwise, can't even captain, says Jake there. His Ringrose staying on or pass an HIA. So he has actually gone off the field at the moment. Dude, you're a machine, says Nazi Williams. And also a strawberries plus cream. Very good combo. The last thing I want now is hiccups, and I almost got them there. I probably swallowed way too much air, but that has gone over. And now Ireland have got themselves a 20 points to 7 lead over the All Blacks. And also a little bit earlier on, one moment, we will go back up. I missed a few. And also we have got Adam has said, this is the best commentary online. So thank you from me and everyone who can't see it, says Adam. No worries at all. And it will be on the All Blacks YouTube channel, the highlights of this match. If they didn't do it, I feel like that would be pretty harsh that they decide to not show highlights on the All Blacks YouTube channel, but they certainly should about 30 minutes after this game. So be sure to check that one out. But now Cody Taylor, he is off the field for Samasoni Takiaho. Also out there now, it is Richie Mo'unga trying to inject a little bit more of that Crusaders magic that he had throughout the season. Now Will Jordan, speaking of magic, this man has magical feet when he gets going. And also we have got great commentary, bro. Watching from Singapore. I watched a little bit of the Irish commentary this week. And if Ireland don't win this, there'll be a massive meltdown back in Ireland, says Justin there. And yeah, they are certainly in a great position in this matchup to be able to go on and get the victory. It's just about finishing this one off. And also I did see earlier on about whereabouts this is being played. It is at Forsyth Barr. And Richard, that's a great commentary. Thank you very much, mate. Now on the halfway line, All Blacks going off to Geordie Barrett, inside ball to Quinn Tupaia. So I want to say that Beauden Barrett has actually been taken off the field by the looks of it. So quite a few changes being made for the All Blacks. Also, in the fullback, they've made a couple. That's another drop ball, and this time it's Geordie Barrett who puts it down. The handling errors have been shocking from the All Blacks. They've had many of them, and I agree. Good job letting us that don't have Sky know what is going on. Thank you, says Eugene. And we are going to be doing the same thing for Australia-England at 9:45, which is in just over an hour's time. We have also got South Africa-Wales at 3 a.m., and then Argentina-Scotland will be taking place at about 7:10 a.m. And also I'm still waiting for NRL games, says Robert. They are coming soon. We are probably in the busiest time when it comes to international rugby, but after that kind of tones out a little bit, we will be getting a little bit more NRL going. We have actually got State of Origin on Wednesday with myself, and more than likely my dad will be with me for that one. But Peter Wilkins, Ireland assistant coach, he can't help but smile for this one, I would think, the way that it is going. And also we have got there, this is where we need our game changers to step up. Some players like Carter and McCoy and all agree. Always great commentary, says Summer Rees. I appreciate that a lot. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And also check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. It is the one that we have got up there in the pinned comment. And then also this is a link to the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel if you guys do want to check that out as well. New Zealand has lost the plot. Hamish says, Kevin, yeah, they've had a big struggle. That's going to be another penalty to Ireland. Nicely done. And Nov Mama, I think I was the king of changing the channel. The Pokemon movie is on, says Obi there. And also Tawanga Fussy, says a Rio Gamer. Yep, he is still out on the field, and unfortunately has gone down on that scrum, has given away the penalty. I could almost bet my left hand. I was going to say something else, that he won't be starting in the next matchup, but I'm not actually going to bet my left hand because like typing would be a lot more tricky with one. And okay, Ireland have not been able to find touch there. And because of it, it's kicked back downfield from New Zealand. That's a brilliant kick and toss on New Zealand Tosso. And then finally a good kick and also change the score, says Paul. Yeah, it's very slow, isn't it? It doesn't want to give Ireland the points. I think this is a New Zealand scoreboard. And they have decided that they do not want to give the Irish the point, but they are currently sitting 7 points to 20 up. And this one, I had the impression that Beauden Barrett was indeed a game changer, says Max. And also your left white, says BDV. And also if Ireland does this to the All Blacks, just imagine the mauling the Wallabies will give them as well, says Master Mel. And also we've got there Mia David, says it was Robert. And also no fufu without the left hand, says Nazi Williams. Dan Sheehan throws it in, uncontested there at line-out time. Peter O'Mahony dragged down Josh Van den Flower now, holding on to it at the back. Caelan Doris almost able to pierce the gap there. While the Kiwi Sam Caney is rolling around like he's practicing his possibly commando role. Now up high, waiting for this one. Sever Reese tries to line it up, but Mac Hansen has been very good in the air throughout this contest. Now Geordie Barrett running sideways. It is his ankles taken out from underneath him, and Tyke Furlong able to clean him up. What is the score? Says DW. It is currently 20 points to Ireland, but it is still not updating. And also the 1980 scoreboard was better. And go Ireland, you got this, says Tarina there. And come on, no, says, or New Zealand, I think it is from Ella. And also you can't, you can still type bollock with one hand, says it was fluffier. Oh, Jaco Piper's gone down. Okay, he's found a penalty. Will Jordan takes the quick tap, and they want to try and keep this one alive for New Zealand. Trying to speed it up, trying to maybe wear down on the Irish. But yeah, Jaco Piper went down, and also we've got there Flame Your Ass. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one, the new eggs. That's a brilliant ball to Geordie Barrett. He's had his ankle taken out from underneath him. That is a try-saving ankle tap there from, I believe, that was Caelan Doris. Now George Bauer, the big man, trying to break through. Tackle by Josh Van den Floer. That's going to be the Irish turnover, though, in the breakdown. Brilliantly done. Although two players in there, did one of them have the hands down? It is still going to be the penalty, though, to Ireland. And also Fijiana play men in the team. And also the Ireland $1.17. Full your boots. Says Tony there. And also where's the backup, says Rio Game. And also Doris, world-class ankle tap. It certainly was. Geordie Barrett. So close to going through. Come on, Johnny. Keep kicking them over. Not very nice to hear the crowd when a player kicking freeze as AB's way better than this. So a little respect never having here, says Dennis there. And also we've got their bugger, says Nazi Williams. Now, line up. Although it does remind me of that top 14, or not the top 14, sorry, the Champions Cup, when Toulouse were doing some kicks at the Aviva and they were getting booed out of the park for that golden point time. I think it's just when a team feels under pressure, they just do it. Like, it's not the best thing to do, but we have seen pretty much every team in the world do it. It looks like Falau Fakatava might be making his way out onto the field very soon here. I'm happy the AB's getting smashed this. Yeah, if it means we get a coach change and match 3-all. Cards versus Ireland, and also any team who's the All Blacks in my team is Master Mel. And also, where's Fill Your Boots guy? Go in there, bro. There's Ray Mantis, but now Aaron Smith making his way off. Falau Fakatava, big opportunity for him. We locked him in before he could go to Tonga. So now he's going to get to make his debut for the All Blacks. 62 minutes into this game. Who scored as well, says Daddy Fat Sacks. So we did see the try of Andrew Porter. I just realised I haven't actually been updating it. But there was the try to Beauden Barrett as well. New Zealand try scorers was Beauden Barrett. And then the last try was actually scored by Porter, and that was ×2 that he's been able to get for himself in this match. The fact that James Porter is the only Irish player to score the tries of Falau Fakatava, and also how much longer said Squid, we have currently still got 17 minutes left in this match, and also bring on more players for Irish power to crush, says Master Mel, and also add some horsey spark. And also 8 pounds for the boot, says Van Man, and also my TV hates me screaming at it. Is it one of those like smart TVs that like has like the connection and whatnot, maybe? Could be. And also we were there, bring on Richie. Richie is already out there at the moment. Also, you're going for a walkie, says Marco Vodabolo. And also we have got there, Fakatava needs to snipe around the rucks. The tackles made by the Irish, 136 with a tackle completion of 94, only missing the 8. Give him a run. Roger Dolvasashik, says Ray Mantis. And I know that if the Kiwis won this game, he probably would have had a better chance of running into the third. But now that series could be on the line for the All Blacks. Well, Fakatava has to try and go around Jaco Piper. Goes at a big boot downfield. Bit of a nothing kick from Fakatava. I think just trying to play a little bit of territory early on, and it's a good clearing kick from Hugo Keenan. I think they have to take this one quickly. Richie Mo'unga decides against it, though. Haka off to Robert Bank after the match, and also All Blacks are back to choking against his Mouth Mel, and also the All Blacks are playing so bad. And bugger, I just thought of those Toyota ads where we are brilliant. And also we have got the other ladies want right, says rock and roll and no trolling, and also All Blacks are now called All Blocks in there. Okay. It also like the Brumbies in the semis. And there says Nancy Williams, and also hi, says Revive, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. A lot of changes being made. Kalen Doris coming off the field. That is going to be for Jack Conan. Also Kieran Treadwell, I think is making his way out onto the field. George Bauer, he will be coming off for Aidan Ross, so he gets his second debut of the match. And too much cover for the All Blacks and also All Slacks. See, that's probably a little bit more rolling off the tongue. And also Sheehan off. Do we want to lose? Says Jack there, although they have still got some very useful options. I believe off the bench, Rob Herring will be the man there. And also we have got there, well done Island, keep up the good work, says Scrumptious SA there. And also Stricker on the field, says Daddy Fat Sacks. Not that I know of anyway, but they are just making a whole heap of subs. At this point of time, and all buggers need to get a grip. And also Salty Sapphire says, and while it's Floyd King, and also I'm drinking myself to victory. Come on, boys. Says Romantics. All right, Dalton Pavali having a bit of a chat with the team. Now, people have said that he could be a future All Blacks captain if he keeps on going the way that he is. But now the line out for Samasoni Takiaho as well as won the second test. As well as won the second test against the Saffers. I know that it's coming up in about 6 hours' time, and we are actually going to be covering that one on the channel. So if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. So we are kicking off at about 3 o'clock, I think it is, for that match. It's going to be now a penalty advantage for the All Blacks. Goes off to Quintupai. Richie Moonga has a bit of a juggle, tries to link up on the outside. Huge amount of pressure. And Andrew Brace is referee for the Wallabies versus England, and also Ireland needs to go penalty to go 7-2 or 2 7-pointers tries. Ahead it will be a win, and good on the Irish because they got little credit last week, says Jabba the Mutt. And yeah, the scoreboard definitely was, I guess, generous for the All Blacks because of the way that Ireland played early on. They were very impressive. I won't be able to sleep if the Irish win, says Ablo there. And also All Blacks are never disciplined solely. And also we have got Ireland winning. First gets on New Zealand soil, says Master Mel. But Richie Moong about to kick it for the touchline. If New Zealand get 2 converted tries, they will be on 21 points. If they don't, maybe they will end up losing that perfect record up against the Irish. Well done, Ireland. Are you going to party today? ABs, let's wake up. We need to win the series with a win next week. We win some, we lose some, but Razor and Schmidt combo should be looked at seriously. Right, Kean Healy and Finlay Bilham both making their way out onto the field now. So a couple more changes for Ireland as we close in on 15 minutes left in this competition. Also, Dalton Pavali is my neighbour. And also, guys, stop counting the All Blacks out. Remember what they did to us back in 2014, says Mason. And also, our winners lifting the leg, being outlawed, says Daddy Fat Sack. So pretty much in a rolling maul situation, you're not allowed to lift a player's leg as it stops the momentum in an illegal manner, I guess you could say. So rather than sacking it like you're supposed to, you're not supposed to lift the leg. Oh, that's another drop ball. And I don't think Aidan Ross even got a hand to that one. Has kicked him behind by the Irish. That could be a 50-22. Yes, it is. And Ireland are now, that was Peter O'Mahony who kicked that. And also, what a kick, Peter, says Jack. And also history in the stadium if the All Blacks lose. And also how's Dalton's Jacques. And else says Marco Vanapola, but a brilliant kick from Peter O'Mahony. Almost a banana kick there from the big number 6. And also Snoop Dogg, my neighbour, says Nancy Williams. And also AB Zuso, hurry up with a clutch W, your dogs. Says Marco, more chance I'll win my dinner, then All Blacks will win this, says Tony in there. What are you having for dinner out of curiosity? Because that will probably depend on the chances as well. Some things are easier to burn than others, aren't they? And catch the damn ball, says Daddy Fat Sacks. And also, people here should remember if the Irish are leading the ABs, they are just playing well. Says David the Mod, it's stolen by the All Blacks now inside of their own 22. Geordie Barrett might receive this one relatively soon. No, they didn't quite find the pass on the outside from Richie Moonga. Now it will be Rico Ioane. It's a penalty to Ireland. And this will make it more than 2 converted tries ahead if Johnny Sexton does decide that he wants to take on the 3, which he certainly should. And also seems as though we're heading into a 3rd test decider. Puts my money in a rugby bank, I reckon. Says rock and rolling and rolling. And also how many knock-ons now, Hamish? Probably about 10 for the All Blacks. Somewhere along those lines, and ice cream and peaches. And also we have got there what's happening, everybody making mistakes or making mistakes, and it's illegal to lift the leg to the point a player's head is face in the ground, then it's considered dangerous. And there as well. And yeah, I think they've also got for the rolling maul, because it can it's kind of like a momentum killer, I guess, if you lift their leg. I think, and also Beno says Richard there. And also we have got their corn meat, potato, beans, and pumpkin, says Robert there. And also Ireland will make history well, says Ollie. They certainly will. Severis, he's talking with Rico Ioane. The All Blacks, even though they are close to down and out, they will not give up. And also rhubarb crumble and vanilla ice cream. And also it's already become a decider for game 3, says Sammy Souza. Outcome penalty to Ireland. I believe one of the All Blacks players left his feet in the breakdown. Qatar time, says Ollie. I mean, it might be. I don't know whether or not people enjoy it, the guitar, but now 996 points for Johnny Sexton. And also we have got there, when was the last time you saw the AB's backline running angles? Said Jabba the Mutt. They certainly haven't fired the way that they did in the last match, and they did go with an unchanged backline for this contest. And now Johnny Sexton gets that kick over, and the score becomes 23 points to 7. And Simon Lucas said, hi as well, welcome in. And also, we have got this massive set stream and love the guitar, says Ollie. And also, we have got these All Blacks look like the smoke some shizzle or something, says Barry. And also, 3-score games, says Jack. In the last 10 years, we have definitely closed the gap to the ABs, says Richard there. And yeah, it's all going to be coming into the final test match that will be taking place at Sky Stadium. In a couple of days' time, though, we do actually get to see the Māori All Blacks in action. They will be taking on an Irish side that might be quite different to this one, but we will be covering that on the channel as well. What's wrong with England fans, mate, says Van Man. And there, as in what's wrong with them in a rugby sense? Or like, I don't find England fans that bad. Like, a lot of people give them a bad rap, but like, I don't mind them overall. And also, this is what happens when you play in a stadium built by accountants, says Fluffy. And sorry, Hamish, I was just outside bragging my head on the banging my head on the side of my house. Says that David Lamont, all good now, says Xavier. And also has gone into touch. Geordie Barrett considers the quick throw, decides against it today. Hamish, what's goods? Another long night, says Nathan. We certainly are in for one. We have got this matchup. Then we have got Australia. They will be taking on England. And then South Africa, Wales, Argentina, Scotland is the last ones with the Maoris. Put the Māori in the AB's jersey, says Jabba the Mutt. And also, thanks, Irish. And also, I just congratulated my Irish brothers, says Master Mel. And also, safe now. I don't know, and you bet 14 All Blacks, says Sweet As. Although they haven't just beaten them by a bit, the moment it's quite the difference. So you'd have to wonder how much of a difference that 15 would have made in it. You know, it's still a very good performance from Ireland. They've outclassed us in the breakdown. They've outclassed us in the back line. Oh, Peter Gus-Sawakoulis put the ball down. And I was like, nah, never give up. Here's Patrick there, and also the All Blacks playing with 14. They certainly are. They may even be playing with 13, if I'm not wrong. But I could be wrong there. Go Green, says Eugene. And always top job, Hamish, says Ray Mantis. And also a few of the cards were dubious. And also Steve Bissett. You were Brit, says Axel. And also Ireland brought their A game. Certainly did. And first ever loss in the stadium. If Ireland win, undefeated grounds now on the line. Says Hayden. And that's the thing. Not just the first ever win at this ground. The first ever win on New Zealand soil. And good chance next week to decide the series. And also, bro, never give up, says William. And also, Foster will give Sam Kane man of the match, says Nazi William. Okay, Quintupai is down with an injury. I mean, people wanted to see Roger next week. They might get to see him if he is injured. If Foster stays away by 5 to the World Cup, says Fluffy. And also, hello, Alex. I am from Mallow, South Africa, and Ireland always beat before the World Cup, says Glenn. Quintupai getting a little bit of medical attention. He's made 6 tackles throughout this match, 6 carries, so not a huge game for him. On also before the series felt it would be 2-1 New Zealand as an Irishman. Happy to get my monkey off the back and win in New Zealand at last, says Aaron there. And also the New Zealand coach is going to get some hard criticism if Ireland wins. This they always do, says Steve Smith. But it looks like Patrick Tuipulotu might have been close to making his way back out onto the field. And also, how are you feeling about this game, says Scrumptious? I mean, all credit does need to go to Ireland. I know a lot of people will say that the card changed the game, which some of it could be true, but at the end of the day, like I mentioned, Ireland have played better rugby, and for them to lose from here would just be a little bit of a kick in the head to them. Is that the saying? No, a kick in the balls, is it? Is that the saying? A kick in the pants. I think it's the kick in the pants, isn't it? And we don't want Ireland to get kicked in the pants. I think it would hurt. And also, Roger Doyle-Sheik would have been better, says Daddy Fat Saxon. Also, Tupai has been mediocre. Yeah, he certainly played his better game in the first test match rather than the second. And also, we have got Ireland got the 23 back, the amount they lost by the first test, says Edward there. And also bringing it G for the Irish, bringing it. Yeah, they've been impressive. And also, who saw red, it was in the end not Ofa Tuangafasi, Angus Ta'avao. Ofa Tuangafasi got himself a yellow, Lester Fainar Nuku a yellow, and James Ryan a yellow. And we have got there different from years ago, says Van Man, and also Waterboy in there for Dan Cole, and also Pants is more woke, says Jabba the Mutt, and also kicking the teeth. That might be it. I couldn't take too many more kicks in the teeth, as you can tell. Already wonky enough, but that is going back for another penalty to Ireland. That's about the 16th penalty against New Zealand. 13 they are up to, and the Hill is a kick in the pants. I think the other one was more accurate as well, says Steve Smith, and also we got Japan beating the Springboks. Says flicking and also kicking the bollocks. That is another one of this is like England versus Ireland with all the penalties, and also just warning mods about to rip this chat up, says Obi. Well, they might end up timing you out there. It was a really good performance from Ireland, and I don't mind if Ireland beat All Blacks because I'm Māori, and they won't beat the Māori All Blacks. There you go. And 13 penalties, dang, yeah, plenty of them, and also kicking the guts, bro, says William, and also this hurts, though. Here's Arblo, and also Piper loves his whistle, says Carlin, and kicking the balls, says Tony. Maybe his butterfingers. Yeah, a lot of handling errors throughout this matchup. The card changed the game. It did. But the thing with that is we had already had one yellow card by then. Then alongside that, we got another yellow card. So it can't completely all be put on that one card as the massive game changer. It was certainly a big one because Artie Savia wasn't able to return. No Sam White looking forwards. Can't do the job, says HA. And then now it's nicely taken by Connor Murray off to James Lowe. The Irish, they can smell maybe one more try just around the corner at Forsyth Barr. Brilliant run forward from, tell you what, Peter O'Mahony's got to be up there for a possibility of man of the match. Either that or Andrew Porter getting himself the 2 tries in this contest. Let's face it, the kick anywhere isn't good. And also, bro, we ain't scoring 3 tries in 9 minutes, says Ablo. And then also, you can't blame the coach. It's the player, says Kevin. Now, nice run forward. Once again, Ireland 30 metres out. Connor Murray waits for this one. 5 bases in. Now off to was Cian Healy. And I can't even work out how that man is still walking after the injury he had in the first match. Nice quick hands from Ringrose. In fact, it was Henshaw now off to Hugo Keenan. Driving up the middle off to James Lowe inside of the 22. Ireland, their backline has certainly been looking the better of the 2 counter ruck from the All Blacks. It's rolled back to Samasoni Takiao, who's broken the tackle of Bilham. Now dragged down by Keenan and Connor Murray. The All Blacks, they want to find themselves one here. Off to Will Jordan. He's going to be a hard man to stop. He steps around Bundy Aki. Now putting the ears back up to the halfway line, but Peter O'Mahony is able to drag him down. Almost stolen there by Ireland. This ball's not completely protected there for the All Blacks. Bakatawa, it's hit out of his hands, and it is going to be the penalty. He looks like he wants to take it quickly, but they might consider going for the corner, I should say. And also, I've never seen the All Blacks team this bad. They deserve to lose this game, says Hanley now. And also, what a disgraceful over-whistle game of rugby ruined by a prima donna official, says Albert. And also, we have got Ireland bought the A game and won, and come on, All Blacks score all. Johnny Sexton's down. Johnny Sexton's down with some sort of leg injury. This could be huge for the overall aspect of this series. And also, I can't see New Zealand winning from here and come on, Ireland. And if Sexton injured of this, I think it's a bad game. His knee does not look flashy. Johnny Sexton looks like he's not in a lot of comfort at the moment. And also, we can't blame the ref. Come on. He always wins. And also, we have the Ireland have great passing game. They certainly do. And also, we have their Sam's the most underrated AB ever. And I also love the backdrop. Hamish says Ray Mantis here. We have got Forsyth Barr here for this one. And also, we have got Ono Sexton. And I don't know how he got to play anyway. Failed HIA last game. Hope he's okay in the red cast this week as. And also, the ref set out deliberately to destroy the ABs, says Spider-Mick. And also, don't forget All Blacks down a man most of the game. This is huge, says Paul Henry. Right, what happens to Sexton here? He kicks it. Oh, he slips on his bottom, unfortunately. So he ends up sliding like he's on a slip and slide, and that was actually where the injury came from. And also, the series is over the minute. The minute Ireland win one test in New Zealand, says Ablo, and also New Zealand are terrible this game, and I hope Sexton will be okay. One of the best players on next week. And also, let's go for the Moultrie, and also losers blame the ref, says Mr. Clean. And also keep the series alive. It'd be boring taking it 2-0 for the AB, says Nathan. Yeah, I'm happy in a way, because at the end of the day, it now means that we will be able to go to the third one. And it means so much more, like with what it's going to be, all the way from Limerick, I think I saw there for the sign. We have got quite a few Irish supporters in attendance for this contest. And also, let's go the Wallabies. Lots of Rugby World Cup qualifiers this weekend. Yeah, we have got USA versus Chile. Also, Tonga is coming up not too far away. Going to be taken nicely by Brody Retallick now after Samasoni Takiaho. Great low tackle made on him, though, it was Josh Van den Fleur. And I feel like that's the best way to take down a big man, is just go for the legs. I have two, bro, says Nathan. And also, Fozzie turned up today. And also, Fozzie only there, the Marshmallow Bickies. Says Fluffy, yeah, that was close to the line for Ofa Toinga Fasi. Another advantage in favour of the All Blacks. Samasoni Takiaho waiting for this one. And close, Tokyo. I want to say he was over there. And they want to check this one right. Well, if he's not over, this is going to be a shame for the All Blacks because they could have almost played that one again. Okay, they had advantage anyway. And go Ireland, whoever said Foster's overweight. You're a dumb... Says Bumwees. And also we have got the... let's just give the Irish their due respect. Won't blame rest of players, etc. Says David. Yeah. Ireland have played the better game. Peter O'Mahony is once again down. His neck is sore, which it always is, because that man just puts his absolute, body on the line. Okay, going down. His knees haven't touched the ground there, so you're allowed one extension, and that is what Samasoni Takiaho had. And I want to say that that's close. There could be a hand under it, though, and sneaking in Fakatava, and also everyone from all corners of the planets about to come insufferable. As All Blacks should have played their best earlier than the 79th minute. And and to be fair, 16 points difference in this contest. Okay, no compelling evidence of the ball being grounded. It's going back for the penalty to the All Blacks, and they might consider just going for the 3 points. And also, 21 should have darted from the back of the ruck, says Daddy Fat Sacks. But the thing is, it's an interesting call because of the fact that if he wasn't confident that it was over the line, surely if he feels there wasn't grounded, it was back in the field of play, which is an interesting one. I think Sam Kane might be asking Conor Murray about that. Conor Murray's going, mate, I'm not a ref. We're going to beat you. It doesn't matter what I think. And I was like, World Cup calling, you ready? And then that's Hamish, good night, I'm off to bed, Bob. So we will see you later on, mate. And it was great to have you here once again. And also looks like a try to me. And there says Daddy Fat Saxon also, that's a try. And also, I just need a blade of grass. 3 points says Van Man, might be worth a crack. Get you within the 14. And also we have got there Ireland outplayed the All Blacks. Well done, gents. Great game. And Tony Martinez, Scott McLeod in the books. This was great wisdom on defensive structures. And also Ireland deserved a 30-0 result. AB's got away with a few cards. And the second half says Tony there. Very close now for the All Blacks. Still staying up in the air. And now it's called as held up. So Ofa Toanga Fasi, he backed himself, but he has not been able to get it over the try line. Oh, no, it's going back for a penalty for offside anyway. And 13 men says Van Man, and also too late to ask Sam. And also we need to bring back Dan Carter, Nonu and McCaw, and Moody should harden up and come back too. Says Trusty, and also you're tripping Tony, and also well done Ireland. All on for the third test. Exactly right. The ref looked at Sam. Said, who are you? Says, fluffier. All right, the All Blacks, they didn't realise they had a penalty. They were ready for the goal line dropout. I would say Samasoni Takiaho probably just takes the quick tap and has another crack here. Taking the quick tap now. Josh Van den Flower defending it beautifully. He's had a good game. Very solid. And also, Akibites are so tasty. Says, I'm nutty there now. Peter Gustawakula off to Fakatava. Big run from Aiden Ross. And the All Blacks, they don't look like they're finished yet. Folau Fakatava. He is extremely close. The crowd were cheering, but he's been forced back into the field of play. Now around the side one more time. Brody Retallick, he's even closer than Fakatava, and he's been flattened out. Peter O'Mahony wouldn't get out of there, and now the push and shove begins between the two sides. I think Sam Kane and Peter O'Mahony just having a little bit of a chat there. And I'll say, how do you see 232? I see 199 likes. I think it's if you refresh a update and Irish eyes are smiling. They certainly are. Let's go Ireland, says Danny. And also imagine if Ireland win the third test. That would be epic. Certainly would be. And with the way that we've seen them perform in this game, it doesn't look a mile away. A bit Hamish says Spider Mick there. And also the Kiwis go is red and yellow tonight. Says I am nothing. And also we have their try penalty. Says Oscar there. You know, we're not going to see that ball, I don't think. That one's well and truly buried, unless that's it there. That is brilliant defence, once again, by Josh Van den Flower. That man, now he's trying to get his way into man of the match in the book. As Irish ever won a World Cup, they have not. They have actually never made it past the quarterfinal, I believe. Or have they never made it to a quarterfinal? It is one of the two. Well, they want Ireland to win their first quarterfinal, maybe, says Stephen. Okay, so, yeah, they've never made it to a quarterfinal. This year, I think, is their chance. Surely, the way that they're playing, or next year, I should say. And also, man, this is tough, bro, says Ray Mantis. And it's almost similar to what we saw last week, how Ireland had so many chances to almost get over the line, but they did end up missing out on them. many times over, but it is going to be now the goal line dropout and good on you, Ireland. Says Stam still there, and also Sam Cane was invisible this whole game, says Sensei. He did have a decent crack in the early stages. Someone who's invisible, though, like Dalton Papaleo, I have hardly seen him, which I think is what happens when you do play 3 sevens and you lose forward trio. I think they would have been much better off going with someone like, I know Akira Ioane might be injured, but maybe Peter Gasoakula would have been a good starter for them in this contest. Well done, Ireland. These ABs are shocking, bro. And also, we were there. Sam Cane equals the Phantom and never made it past the quarterfinal, says Richard there. And Ireland has never made it past the quarterfinal, says username there as well. So, yeah, this next World Cup could be the opportunity. 4.5 minutes left now. Richie Mo'unga trying to create some magic, but they do not have a lot of time left. And Ireland make the semi-finals. Then they might win the World Cup. So, Sammy Sozan, I should mention on the world ranking side of things, they will get the maximum amount of points available here for Ireland, because it's if you win by more than 13, it is where the money or kind of the rankings go. That's going to be offside, isn't it? No, because it was charged down at his fine. Will Jordan's dropped the ball now, and James Lowe's just going to boot it in behind. Get some good length on it. It's gone out on the full, but we're going back for the initial one. The referee was calling for time for an Irish coffee. And also social media is going to be hell for us. See, Ablo there. And also Sam can't. And then Irish girls are indeed hot. It's just their accent, says Stephen. And also the Irish have just been denied the ABs, or have just denied the ABs the ball, and the defence has been phenomenal, says David the Mod there. Yeah, it's been an incredible performance from Ireland. We can't take anything away from the way that they've played. The rear cutters absolutely killed us, says Senza. How much time left? We have currently got only 4 minutes left in this contest. And it is a scrum feed to New Zealand, I should say. And I told you guys, never for 1 second think we are over here for a beer. This Irish team can and will give any team a good game, says Dennis. Exactly right. And this is, to be honest, this is the performance I thought we would see last week. I thought it was going to be split by like 5 points last week, and it just wasn't. But this game, we've seen the Irish performance, but we didn't see that All Blacks performance from last week. That kind of linked it up. And also, good on you, Ireland. Enjoy your Guinness respect. There's nothing. And also, what a fantastic fight from Ireland. Yeah, it's been impressive. And even, like, that's the thing. I don't know whether or not they want to concede one right at the end of this match. And if they don't, it will be even that much more impressive for the Irish. Now stepping around, Patrick Tuipulotu on the ball. Josh Van den Flair unable to get up. Falau Fakatava ball on the inside. Off to Sever Reese. And the All Blacks, they are still trying to get just a little bit closer. Falau Fakatava flings it back to Richie Mo'unga. Now off to Geordie Barrett. Backing himself, breaks through, and it's going to be the try for Will Jordan. When doesn't that man score tries? He gets so many throughout his career. But that is going to be another one in the All Blacks. They look straight up at the clock and said, we don't have much time here to try and get back into this contest. And Will Jordan ran it back to the mark. The All Blacks, at the end of the day, they still need 2 tries and something. 1 try and something. And also, this is what happens when Ireland lay off the Guinness for a week. Steve Smith and also, how many excuses will there be from the New Zealand manager? Probably a good list of them. There's going to be a lot. Like, any team that loses by any margin normally has a few that they will say, but at the end of the day, they just weren't clinical enough. Now, Geordie Barrett lines it up, and he's missed it. So that will mean we need a converted try and something. Oh, in fact, is that 2? Converted try and a non-converted try for the All Blacks to be able to win this contest. Be close. Next game, Will Jordan, says the girl YouTube, and also congrats Ireland, well done in there. And also the try from Steve Smith left it too late, I guess, and also Sam Foster to the retirement home in Schoolyard made that number 9. Says Sparkles there as well. But now 1 minute 20 left. Will Jordan asking the crowd to fire up just a little bit for the later stages of this game. 12 points to the All Blacks, 23 to Ireland. Now kicked off long. Nicely taken by Brody Retallick. He was taken in the air by James Lowe. And also Fakatava changed the face of the team. Smith, it's a holder guy. And Kiwi's blaming the ref. Says Kovacs there. And also we have got the Ireland need to be 15 All Blacks players on the field, not 14. Says Nathan there as well. But now nicely done once again. Fakatava having that one quickly off to Will Jordan. Passes off into the short ball of Rieko Ioane. It's ripped away by Aki. And Ireland, they will not be finished with their attack as of yet. They've got one last attacking chance, and thank goodness for the NRL. So here's Albert there. Now Finley Bilham trying to break through. Brody Retallick makes the tackle on him. Connor Murray back now. Nice ball on the inside to Byrne. Good tackle on him by Brody Retallick. He has made a lot of tackles throughout this one, and this is what happens when ABs don't have the ref in their pockets, says Danny Van der Vestahuizen. And a red card as well, says Danny Fatsax. Yeah, it was a red card to Angus Tarval Well, this one now, Tyke Byrne passes off to Finlay Bealham, off to Connor Murray. One last chance here for Ireland. They've got 9 seconds. I'd like to think that they would still try one last attack with how dangerous they have been throughout this matchup. Oh, okay, no, it doesn't look like it because they are actually bringing the guys right next to the ruck. So I think we are about to see history in the making, although counter ruck from the All Blacks. Kieran Treadwell, he's got it at the back for Ireland though. And Connor Murray, he's going to roll it back into the pocket. Joey Carberry kicks it out, and it's the first ever win for Ireland on New Zealand soil. Forsyth Barr has witnessed history, and it was New Zealand who were defeated by the Irish by 11 points. That will change up the world rankings quite drastically, but Ireland, they played the better rugby, and they certainly deserved that game. I'm South African supporting ABs. Don't know where Jaco Piper is from. He is South African. I'm not sure what region of South Africa, though. And just think of the mammoth job the Irish have just done to beat the All Blacks in New Zealand. No easy feat, none at all. And you can see the emotion on the face of the Irish crowd. They witnessed a monumental one in this fixture, and also a good game. Ireland says Tuxter, and also trying to bust out the bagpipe, says Tesla. Wait, isn't that Scottish? Also right on New Zealand, or Ireland and New Zealand record falling, and also great call, Amos says Nazi Williams, and congratulations. And yeah, says Fluffy, and also surely head coach job is on the line. It's not working. Says Rio Game, and also Fire Foster says Dallin, and also Let's Go Wallaby says Robert, and New Zealand shocking man, goddamn. And well done, Ireland, hats off. And there's once again Steve Smith is a very generous man. And he has to know, congrats to Ireland for a historic win, and cheers, Hamish, for another great stream. Appreciate you, mate. And yeah, you've been a very generous. My mum's just looked over and gone. Thank you, everybody, for the well wishes for my Irish teams win. Must know, are you Australian? And thanks to Fozzie, says Sammy Sosa. And also, we've got that time to bring Carter back and Foster out. And also, Savas don't need salt. Oh, at their bra, they're salty. Anyway, says Floyd. Okay, so it seems like it's getting hostile here. And it's spotted also, well, I didn't expect this, says JP, but yeah, nothing but respect for Ireland there. They played a very good game of rugby. They not just were more prominent in the breakdown, alongside that, they were also able to be more clinical with their backline. And yeah, it was a very, as frustrating at times as it could have been to watch, it was still quite enjoyable for this matchup. And also we have got there, thank you, Amish, I enjoyed your stream, says Van Man, and also Michael Villapola, the cringe king, I swear, says Juju, and also I'm off to get stoned. Cheers, everyone. Go Ireland, says Tesla, and also go England. Smash those Wallabies, and that game is starting up in only about 30 minutes time, and we will be covering that one on the channel as well. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, this game, 12-23 in favour of Ireland, getting themselves an 11-point win here in New Zealand. And also sees at the decider, says Floyd Kingy, and that is going to be next week. We will certainly be covering that matchup. And thank you for the excellent commentary again, and well done to Ireland, even though it hurts, says Cindy. And yeah, and also Irish had the smarter rugby brain, says Tamanako. And also, anyone know the hotel staff who take Foster's food? No, not sure about that one. It was a game-changing point, was Artie going off, and also well done, guys, 257 likes. But yeah, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the KiwiLad Sport channel. That is the pin comment. And then also alongside that, we have got this link that I have just put in the chat, and that is going to be the comment or the link for the KiwiLad Sport channel. So be sure to check that out as well. And also, what's the going rate? There's someone assassinated in New Zealand. I'd assume it's quite expensive, really. Like, I haven't looked into it, but be sure to do it in incognito mode, or else the cops will show up at your door, won't they? And also, cheer, bro, for the commentary, says Sam Steele. No worries at all, mate. Or Sam Steele, sorry. And also, we have got the AB should punish Ireland in the next test, and also up Ireland and ready for the next game. Lads, come on, lads. Thank you for the live, says Cathal there as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, be sure to check out the KiwiLad Sport. We will be back in only 30 minutes' time for our next live stream, Wallabies taking on England. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy, and we will see you all